Hello, everybody. How are you? What's happening? All right. Here we are. It is the 15th of June, 2024. My name is Luke Thomas. Fresh off the bird. I actually got back from the airport approximately 4 hours ago. I was actually in Vegas for this fight all week. I flew home because it's just easier for me to do these here than it is there. And there's really no difference in terms of it's not better for me to do it there. So I just fly home a little bit early, but here I am. I am home. Happy to be home too. Happy that you are here. Happy to get this going. All right. So what's it going to be today? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch this next fight, the Gary Antoine Russell fight. Obviously, he's a guy out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, but really Washington, D.C. Curious to see what he can do. But I'm going to loosely cover this one. Really, the action is going to be the David Benavidez co-main event, and obviously Tank Davis and Frank Martin in your main event. We will do a watch along for those fights, and then we'll do like an immediate sort of quicker result show. Normally my result show is like an hour. I won't do one of those today. I'll do one that's closer to like 15-20 minutes after the fights are over and completed. But yes, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be great. So thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet. You can become a member and all that fun stuff there as well. You get to contribute to the live chat for free, and you get some extra stuff along the way. So become a member if you're so inclined. And if you want to, you don't certainly under no obligation to do so. But if you get in on the super chat action, we'll answer your questions. If you have any post-fight questions, we'll get to them post-fight. Or if you just want to get on the screen here, this is your chance. This gentleman says, living in France, there's a tremendous euphoria around the sport. I bet there is. How do you see the UFC European scene and BSD Imavov and Gans development? Well, you know what? It's a great question. Probably going to answer a little bit later. Going to focus right now on the here and what we're watching this all for. So, yeah. Yes, but yes, there's a UFC show going on as well. What else? Yeah, we'll get to all the fun stuff here as well. Okay, so the feature fight, Gary Antoine Russell versus Alberto Puello. You can say Puello or Puello. It's really up to you. I don't really give a damn. That fight is up next, but we got a party to start, so let's ring in the new year like this. Let's go. And we're off. Now, I will have a round timer. I got to pull that sucker up. I'm not going to use it right away strictly. You know what? I might use it strictly. I'll start off with this one if I can. Let's do it this way. Oops. Hold on. There we are. There's my round timer. All right. I'll get it going like that. See? Okay. Yeah, so they're making introductions now. Puello pop positive for some banned substances that he said he got into his body because of a fertility drug. He was trying to get his wife pregnant. His wife did, in fact, recently have a child, which is nice. You can make of that excuse what you will, but that is really what you're working with here. And then Gary Antoine Russell out of, as I mentioned, Capitol Heights, Maryland, undefeated, all stoppages, I believe, along the way, 17-0. Pretty good. It was an interesting fight week in Vegas. For all the Tank fights I've ever been to, it definitely felt like the most subdued. So in that sense, somewhat unusual. Everything kind of picked up closer to the end of the week, but I think there was just a lot of hurdles about like who Frank Martin is, why fans should care, what the story is, like what's the narrative. But most of the narrative was just like Tank's back. Here's a guy he's fighting. I tend to think Frank Martin's actually pretty good, but I don't know if the general public really understands that or not. By the way, you can see what I'm watching. I'll put it to you like this very quickly. All right, there's what I'm watching. You can see right there at the time. All right. So they're making the introductions for this one. Yeah, should be a fun time, boys and girls. Should be a fun time. How are you doing? How was the week? How'd it go? All right, let's get this round timer ready, and then we'll get this party started. All right, final introductions are done. Oh, no, excuse me. Referee instructions here. Here's the last of it. Don't hit this low, blah, blah, blah. Don't take clomiphene. All right, here we go. Round one of I think this is a 10-round bout. I think that's right. Mine's a little early. Let's do it again. Here we go. Oh, they haven't gotten started yet. All right, here we go. That's going to be a little bit closer. All right. Two Southpaws and Russell and Puello. We spoke to Russell this week. He was in good spirits. We did not speak to Alberto. I don't know what he really would have said. It's hard when you get him just like sort of circling through and don't really get a chance to like sit down and really talk to him. It's just harder to get good information out of him. But nevertheless, yeah, it was a bit of a subdued fight week in Vegas by Tank Davis standards. I'm trying to think. Have I been to a Tank Davis fight in Vegas? No, this was my first one. But like I went to one in Baltimore. I went to one in obviously here. I went to one in what else did I go? I think the one I went to Mayweather McGregor. That was obviously he was the co-main, but I think I went to one in New York as well, right? The Rolly fight, something like that. So for all the Tank fights I've ever seen, this one had kind of the most, not a ton of interest per se. Still a fair amount just because it's Tank, but definitely not the same. I don't know. Again, I think you have to attribute like PBC. Obviously, it's hard to match what Showtime used to do in terms of promotion. I don't think a lot of people know who Frank Martin is. I don't think they really knew what the story of the fight was. So, there were some challenges there, for sure. Not an easy story to tell at all. Jesus, like my clock is way off. Did they start that thing? I guess they started it much earlier than when the referee indicated they could start. But yeah, happy to be home. Jesus Christ. I had to take a flight. I had to take 2 flights to get home. And the second one was delayed. I was like, oh, Jesus. It's obviously worse if the first one's delayed. And then you have to like chariots of fire sprint to the next gate. That's even worse. But it's just when you're ready to get on the next plane and just get home. And then it's like, oh, your flight is an hour and a half delayed. You're like, fuck. So that was my life in Chicago today. I was in the Chicago airport. The crowd at yesterday's weigh-in was actually pretty good. Heavy Tank Davis crowd, as you can well imagine. So I don't know what the tickets look like for this one. I still think it's going to do a big gate just because it's at MGM. It's Las Vegas. They're still going to be able to make some money from doing that. I don't know how it's going to compare to other Tank Davis gates. I don't think it's a sellout, which is kind of interesting as well. So yeah, like a bit of a, welcome back Tank kind of fight, but not exactly setting the world on fire by itself. Super lightweight fights. It was this 140 between these two donks. Mauro Ranallo. It's good to hear him. Former Bellator commentator, Mauro Ranallo here. All right, there we go. And then the round is now over. Very good. All right, round 1 in the books, boys and girls. Wasn't watching at all. Don't really care. That's not true. I actually want Russell to win. I'd like to go. I've never been to their gym. I've been to like Headbangers a million times. I've actually never been to the Russell family's gym. I'd love to go. Gary Russell, the brother, Gary Russell Jr., the bigger brother, putting the old Vaseline on his face. Yeah, so I'm expecting, obviously, it's Vegas. It's going to be a late attending crowd. That's always what it is. But I do think it's going to be ultimately a pretty good amount. Is that Bomani Jones in the background there? It looked like Bomani Jones. All right, round 2 coming up. All right. Mine's relatively close. All right, round 2. Oh, it's a 12-round fight? Fuck me. That's right, because the interim title's up for grabs. Here you go. There's your reasoning. Awesome. All right, round 2 between Russell and Puello. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what else from Fight Week was kind of interesting. The whole Leonard Ellerby, Larry. The whole Leonard Ellerby thing getting like shit canned in the middle of the week was weird. The whole Conor thing. Oh, my God. The Conor thing was so batshit. I people still are like intentionally not pretending to not understand what my point about this is. Everyone's like, oh, they didn't announce because it took them that long to find a replacement for Conor. No, it didn't. It did not take them learning from Sunday before the press conference to basically almost 2 weeks later, not quite, to get a replacement. That's actually not true. It took them forever to pull the trigger, and then once they pulled it, it took 48 hours, 72 hours max to get that done. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying that was the timeline. It didn't take that long. They could have and the initial medical assessment that he got was clearly the correct one, because now he can't actually fight. So, like, why was there this gigantic delay before deciding to pull the trigger? Oh, we didn't want to lose Conor in the main event. All right, but what was the medical diagnosis? It was the one that proved correct. Whoever told him, oh, you're probably out of this fight, the first time he got it checked was correct. Yeah, you probably are out of this fight. My hunch is that the UFC probably did everything possible to convince him to stay in or sweeten the pot, or I don't know, find some kind of medical way to look at it to keep him in the contest, and it wasn't going to work for whatever reason. So, I'm not mad that they waited to find a new main event before announcing. I don't think that's a big deal. What I'm just trying to figure out is, you had all this information up front. You didn't make the call then, and then waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And then when it was all well past the point where that could have been made, and you, yes, of course, finally figured out the switch, then you're announcing. It seems quite late. That's my personal assessment here. Quite late. So anyway, I that was super weird during fight week. And then obviously it sucks about Khamzat. I don't know what to say about that. Another mess. They had to figure out Alaskarov. By the way, apparently Kamaru Usman said yes to fighting Robert Whittaker, and they didn't go that direction. They went with Alaskarov, probably because he was ready, and that was the second short notice fight that Usman would have taken in a row. So maybe they just didn't want to go that direction, but that's kind of interesting that they at least explored that out there. So that was kind of fun. That made it for an interesting fight week. But, I mean, I think the big lesson for me coming home from Vegas after all this, round 2 is now over, just how minimal the interest level was for this particular matchup, which is so funny to me, because to me, dude, Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin to me is infinitely more interesting than maybe not Isaac Cruz, but certainly Rolly Romero. Way more interesting to me than Rolly Romero. Now, that fight was, it had drama and it didn't go the distance. So I'm not saying that was a bad fight in the end. I'm just telling you, pre-fight, who do I care more about him fighting as a credible challenge? Yeah, I'd take Frank Martin over Rolly for sure, personally speaking. I mean, that's who I'd rather see. Gervonta. I mean, obviously, he's already fought Rolly, but I'm saying, even without knowing what happened, I still wouldn't favor that. I would want to see Frank more than that. Leo Santa Cruz, maybe not. It was a different time anyway, too. But I'm just saying, of all the things, of all the, what do you want to say? Hector Garcia. I'd prefer to see Frank Martin over Hector Garcia. So there's a few of these fights he's had where I'm like, dude, the Frank Martin one should be more interesting. I don't know how long it goes, and I think Tank wins, but is it an interesting, fun challenge? I think it should be, I think. Kind of feel that way, right? So I guess we'll see in the end, but I've been very surprised. Not that people didn't know Frank. That's not surprising, but that even people who did were kind of down on his, I heard them express much more interest in Rolly Romero, and I realize that part of that is just because he's a train wreck, and Frank Martin is not. So he kind of takes some of that drama away. But I don't know. I think if you're a fight fan, okay, Rolly can thump. Okay. Not sure what else he can do. Frank can do a lot. So he's got a great pull 2 counter. I'm expecting him to make Davis work for it at a bare minimum. Yeah, for sure. So there we have it. And then the co-main, let me get this tweet up. I got to show you this tweet. So hold on. Let me get this tweet up. Did y'all see Gvozdyk at the weigh-ins yesterday at 37 years of age? Oh my God. Yoked doesn't begin to describe it. Hold on. Let me just show you this, because this blew my effing mind. Check out this. Someone did a side-by-side of, let's see. What's the side-by-side? It is, yes, 2019 before he fought Beterbiev. And then the other one is, here it is. Let me just download it. I'm going to download it, and then I'm going to put it here so you guys can see it. So the one on the left, the image on the left is Better Beef, or like Gvozdyk weighing in for Better Beef, 2019, and then the other one was yesterday. All right. And by the way, Gary Russell Jr. starting to put it on. Old Albert there. Hold on, let me show you this overlay. Look at this, dude. Hold on, God damn it. Where is it? Here we go. Hang on. Save image. Desktop. Okay. All right, here we go. Now let's put this up. Check out this image, man. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you kidding me? What is the issue here? Hold on. What is the issue? Why can't I see this thing? Here we go. Let's see. All right, let's see now if I can get this going. This round is over, just about over. I'm trying to show you this picture. All right, let me try it one more time. Let's see if I can get this going now. Oh, for fuck's sake. It won't load up on the goddamn thing. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to get this. You got to see this. Give me just a minute. I'm playing with the tools here. Here, you know what? I'll put it up on this one. I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to show you this one. Here we go. No, Jesus Christ. Oh, here we go. They won't let me do it either. That is so fucking strange. All right, hold on. Convert to. I'm going to do this. Okay. Let's get this file. Yes, there we go. Now I got it. All right, let's convert to. Yeah, sure. All right, here we are. Okay. Now, let me try this. Yeah, got it now. Look at this. Look at this. So one is him at 30. What is it? That was 5 years ago. So 32. The one on the left is 32. The one on the right is 37 yesterday. Look at this. Dude, what? Dude, I realize anybody who looks at this is going to say, right, there's a difference in lighting. It's a difference in context. The picture on the right is higher quality. All of these things are true. That's all true. But you're talking about a guy on the right who is, look at his hairline. Like he's that much older, right? We're talking about a guy aging 5 years, 37, closer to 40 than he is 30, who had a 3.5-year layoff. Now he's had 3 wins since then, and he's come back and he looks like the guy on the right. I mean, he is diced to the socks on the right. I mean, ridiculous condition over there. So that's David Benavidez's opponent today. That fight is going to fucking bang. That's going to be your co-main event. Really looking forward to that. So this is what I mean. It's like, as just pure fights, you know, I saw Teddy Atlas thinks that Benavidez is going to lose against Gvozdyk. I think that's a little strong. I don't tend to see that, but I guess, you know, stranger things have happened. But, you know, you just got fights that I don't think the casual fan really knows a whole lot about. But I think if you're a reasonably in tune fight fan, there is a lot to enjoy. There's a lot to like. And I didn't get the round going for this one. What are we on, round 4 at this point? Sorry about that. I'll get the round clock going for the next one. Apologies. I know it's a little early in the evening. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And, of course, a great way to contribute to the channel is the Super Chat. If you want to get in on that, we can put all that stuff on the screen, either between rounds, between fights, and then certainly anything you might have for the after fight show. All that good stuff. Yes, we're in round 4. And it's Gary Russell, king of the double jab. Big believer in it. Tons of pressure. Single jabbing a couple times here. Not so much a mid-range jab. There it is. He's big behind doubling and tripling up on the jab. You see a lot of it with him. It's interesting you're not seeing it much in this round, but historically that's really been true. All right, so round 4 is in the books. There's that inside frame, and then they wrap up. All right, I want to make sure I get the round 5 timer going for you guys when it's time. All right, 4 rounds down. I have a feeling it's going to go all 8, which I kind of hate, but what can you do? I want to hear that advice. Oh yeah, good advice from Gary Russell. Oh, and look, they got the whole face as the end swell. Hold on, check this out. Look, they got the whole face as the end swell. Pretty cool, right? That's pretty badass. That whole thing as your end swell. That's cool, man. I love that. That's great. That's fantastic. Good advice from Gary Russell. Doubling up on the jab, freeze him with the stick, feint him and freeze him with the stick. When you fire the left hand, make sure you're then bringing the right to the body or the head after it. It's just good work, man. All right. God damn it. Did I miss? They're not putting the timer on the screen. So I'm watching on ppv.com. I don't know where everyone else is watching this. As I know some of you bubbas are watching on Stream East. I know the score. I know the score. You can see I pay for my my streams. Um, they don't have the round timer up, so this is round 5. I will get it for the next round. I apologize. It was hot as balls in Las Vegas. I went outside for a smoke break. What was it? 9 p.m. last night. It was 104. Hot. It was the hottest June ever. The hottest average. Sorry, the not. I don't have like peak temperatures, but I was watching local news yesterday. It was the hottest average temperature for the month of June up to this point in Las Vegas history. Now, of course, there's the rest of the month to go, but through basically half of it, it was averaging out to be the hottest. Fucking hot. All right, good question from one of the donks here from Right and Wrong says, planning to watch Euros or Copa America this summer? I'm trying to watch both, dude. You see Spain beat up on Croatia? I caught some of the highlights on YouTube afterwards. Holy shit, dude. I can't stand admitting that people from Barcelona are good, but who's this kid, the 17-year-old kid? Um, Yamal, what's his name? Something like that. Lamine Yamal, something like that. The kid he's talented. He's talented. He's good. So I saw that, and I saw who else? I think Germany won as well, maybe. But I didn't see much else. I was doing this on a fucking airplane today. And dude, the first flight was like, this is one of these numbers where they're like, this is a completely full flight. If you wanted like to check your carry on, we'll send it to your final destination. I'm like, bitch, the reason I'm carrying this stuff on is so I don't have to wait at baggage claim when we're done. Just let's be very clear about that. I don't want to go to baggage claim under any circumstance. I don't want to wait for it on the jetway. If you never had to wait for your bag on the jetway, parents will understand this because you have to turn it in your car seat or your stroller or whatever, and they're gonna bring that shit to you last, bro. The captain of the fucking plane is gonna leave before you get your stroller. Let me assure you, they don't give a shit. So no, I don't want to do that. So I'm not gonna do that, and I didn't, and it was great. Round 5 here. The opening fight on this card was terrible. Carlos Adames and Terrell Gaucher. A record low amount of volume. All right, round 5's in the books here. I'm going to get this one ready this time. Sorry. Ismael Salas, the trainer for Alberto Puello, a very, very, very good trainer. Very good trainer. By the way, this guy had a potty mouth like 2 rounds ago, and your new translator, Jerry Olaya, he didn't mince words. Translated everything as is. All right, here we go. Seconds out. Round 6 coming up. All right. I don't see. Maybe you guys are watching. There's no look. I'll show very quickly. Very quickly. Look, there's no round timer on this. Oh, and then they covered it as soon as I put it on. Fucking hell. All right, now there was one. But okay, you get the idea. So I just didn't see a lot of non-combat sports media. That's when a fight is big, is when like somebody who doesn't cover boxing normally is there. And you didn't see a lot of that. There was just people who just covered boxing or just covered MMA. Ooh. You know who I met this week? You guys know Wade Plems? Wade Plem? Am I getting his last name wrong? Please forgive me if I am. Wade. I met him. Nice guy. Very nice guy. Hard worker. Good stuff from him. It was great to meet him. He's a cool dude. So shouts to Wade. Sorry if I got your last name wrong. Please forgive me. I'm old and washed in ways that is hard to describe. But he's a cool guy. Who's a cool guy? Who else do we see out there? Somebody told BC that they hated like all the smoke fight, and they didn't understand what it was, and then congratulated him and us on being a part of it. I was like, yeah, that's a nice thing. Oh God, how could I forget? I mean, if you watch MK, you already heard me. I went to the Sphere. I saw a show in the Sphere. Dude, I'm telling you, I have been going to Vegas for, I've literally been going to, but the first time I went to Las Vegas was 1999. So I've been going to Vegas on and off for 25 years. I mean, I can't believe I'm fucking saying that, but it's true. I was a teenager the first time I went. I've never, ever, ever in all my years going there, I've never one time left and been like, man, I need to come to this place to get something unique and something I want. Like, yes, are there big fights in Vegas? Of course, but there's big fights everywhere. And there's more of them in Vegas, but you can see a big fight just about anywhere. I don't need to go to Vegas to see that. I don't really gamble, so I don't really care about that. And even if you did, there's casinos now in Oxon Hill, Maryland, right across the river. So I don't care about that. I'm not a big drinker. Like, I don't want to go, and Vegas restaurants are nice, but they're expensive and they're fucking gauche and they're loud. I'm not, there's like nothing where I feel like I have to go to this particular place to get what I want. But there's an exception to that rule now, which is the Sphere. That is the only thing that outside of work would ever get me to travel to Las Vegas. It's the only thing. However good it looks on Instagram or TikTok or however you're interfacing with it on your phone or computer, it's so much better and so much different and so insane. I cannot explain. Let me just give you a sense of things. So we had good seats. We were on there's like the 100 section, 200 section, 3, and I think there's a 4. We were in the 300 section. So it's the 6th floor. There's more. I think there's like 8 or 9 floors. So we're in like the upper middle kind of section. We're kind of like, not quite to the front, but a little off to the side. The screen swallows you. Like, if your field of vision is like here, like I can't see my fingers, but I can kind of see them here, right? The screen isn't here. The screen goes well past. If I look up, the screen is still there. It goes well past. For me to not see the screen, I have to literally do this. I have to turn all the way around. All right, let me make sure I get this countdown going. Hang on. Let me get the countdown going. I'm going to finish the story here. Hang on one second. Here we go. All right. So the screen is completely on top of you, like a blanket over your head. It's a Dutch oven of a how much it's around you. So things come from all different directions, and the sound design, like there's one part in this show where you're in outer space, and then the satellite sort of zooms from behind, and when it does, you can hear like the sound follow the object as it moves through space. It is one of the most impressive and incredible things I've absolutely ever seen in my life. No two ways about it. Remarkable beyond what I can possibly use the English language to describe. I was thinking, who would do an amazing show there? Metallica could probably do a great show there. I know U2 did. Dead and Company's there now. Tool. I think Tool could do an amazing show there. And I think obviously Metallica, Guns N' Roses, any kind of big band that's got a big catalog that will show with songs that can jam for a while and it's so insane. Like I was literally like nervous walking to my seat because I thought like my depth perception was thrown off from how much it pulls you into what's happening. So I don't know what the UFC has planned for the Sphere or any other combat sports promoter. They got their work cut out for them. But if they can get it right, it'll be one of the things you remember for the rest of your life, even if the fights are horrendous, which I hope that they're not. But the Sphere, that's the first thing in 25 years where I've ever thought I would travel to Vegas to go see a show. I've never once had that thought, except for work, you know. So they think Puello won the last 2 rounds and that Russell won the first 4. I guess we'll see. We're in round 7 now. Am I am I being racist and asking? That's not, now that I can see it's not Bomani Jones. So I guess I was being a little bit. I would not intentional, not intentional. Just a little hard to tell. Ooh, good one too there from Puello. Now he's pushing Russell back. Ooh, good jab. Tukey had ice cream, so she might be up for a while. Anyway, what a Vegas trip that was. Hot. Not a lot going on. Saw Brian, talk to God at the Dead Show. It was cool, man. That place is cool. God, and also, like, let me just show you, like, when you walk inside, you got to see this. Like, just everything on the inside is beautiful too, man. Here, check this out. Let's see if I can show it to you. Like, just when you walk around the inside. It's like so bright and like beautifully lit and designed in the back. It's insane. It's insane. All right, let's turn this off. Tu Chang says, first time I haven't seen Ellerby at an open workout. Bad omen, I guess. I wonder what it all means. Yeah, they're going to move the gold or the Mayweather offices to LA, and now it's Richard Schaefer. Don't quite get it, but it's where we are. All right, here we go. Seconds out. Round 8 coming up. Let's do it. All right. This one should be right on. All right, round 8. Round 8 of 12. Here we are. For everyone who joined, thank you so much. Luke Thomas here. Appreciate it. We're just still warming up. We're just still getting loose, getting ready for that co-main event with David Benavidez and Oleksandr Gvozdyk. And then, of course, Tank Davis, Frank Martin. We'll have live reaction, live analysis, the whole bit. And then afterwards, we'll do a post-fight show. A condensed one, but one just the same. You want to get in on the action, you can, of course, give a thumbs up. You can subscribe. You can get into the super chat. Any of those fun things you want to do, we can get involved. Yes? Very good. Glad you're here. All right. Got off the plane in Vegas and went right to the weed store. Felt like a degenerate, but it made sense. All right, what happened? I can hear them. I cannot see them. There we go. Anybody got any big bets? Anybody got any big bets? Big bets, anybody? Anybody taking Martin? I'd be curious about that. I'd be really curious if anyone's taking Gvozdyk. I'd be really curious about that. I couldn't believe Teddy Atlas was like, oh, I think they made a mistake. I mean, Jesus Christ. I went into Haney versus Garcia being like, hey, he's going to tune him up like a guitar, and then the exact opposite happened. But nevertheless, I'd be curious if anybody is taking him. And now here comes Russell, kind of back to leading, trying to double up on his attacks here. Rolling under the straight. There's that double. I bought this at the airport. No, I bought this at the concierge at the MGM. It's a vape. Vaping is for closers. Yes, I am white trash. All right, starting to fill in there. This is not, of course, at T-Mobile. This is at MGM, which I prefer. It's a more intimate venue. It's the 100th championship event for boxing at this venue, which is crazy to think about. T-Mobile to me, like, I don't know how y'all feel. I don't know if you've ever seen a fight in MGM because it happens less frequently now that T-Mobile is here. But I don't know. I like the MGM one a little bit more. I like how condensed it is, you know. All right, round 8 is almost in the books here. You can see David Benavidez warming up. Let's see if we can hear the crowd. Oh, there he is, boys and girls. There he is. The Mexican monster right there. Look at him. Boom. The Mexican monster. It's going to be great. Super pumped for this one, man. Super pumped. And we talked a little bit about it with David Benavidez this week when I asked him about his square stance. There's a lot of like boxing analysis that talks about how he goes square a lot with his opponents. And I brought it up to him because a lot of times people dock him for it. Not everybody does, not all the time, but some people definitely do as either like a general rule or circumstantial. And there can be times where circumstantially it was wrong. It's a little bit hard to manage. But at the same time, he's got it kind of, oops, Jesus Christ. I'll put it up just the same. It's going to be too late. Mine's going to be about 10 seconds behind. Mine's about 10 seconds behind. But we talked about the squared stance with David Benavidez, and what he told us was like, it's something you have to kind of really master over time to get the nuances right about where you can be and what it's supposed to look like and what to set up, how to keep yourself safe. All that stuff, right? Exciting, man. Super exciting. So he's just this wall of offense that pushes into. All right. Are they counting him or warning him? No. They were giving him a break. I guess he got hit with a low blow. And now mine's still about 10 seconds. Oh, right hand kind of stumbles. Dude, Russell's just trading up there and close with him. He's trying to outdog him. Trying to outdog him. Good uppercut. Man, they're just trading. This is not much of the chess match that they had kind of talked about. Yeah, mine's a little fast now. Cheers to hitting the vape. Mine has that THC. So I've got that one too. But I'm trying to remain coherent for you all. Puello hits a knee, but it's nothing to it. Golly, these two are just right in front of each other, man. Oh, left hand from Russell. Russell's trying to take the fight to him at least. Just having a hard time. No, some of those are getting through. I'm surprised at some of the scoring, but of course I'm not really paying attention to challenge it. But yeah, Russell having a hard time connecting clean. Puello's clever. And yes, I would normally pronounce it Puello. If my wife was around, I would have to. But people get mad at me when I pronounce things in ways that are unaccustomed to what they hear. And folks are like, oh, where do they pronounce it like Puello? Basically in nearly all of the country of Colombia. Not entirely. That's not entirely true, but large swaths of it, right? They call it. They don't call it. Like, ask someone from Medellin what they call it. Very few call it Medellin. Most will call it Medellin. They just turn that double L into a Y sound, which is a J sound. So yeah, so I would say that, but then people get really bitter at me and think that I'm kind of pretending to speak Spanish in some kind of way that I invented. I did not invent that. it's it's not my rule. So take it easy. All right, that round is in the books. I'm curious to see how they score it. Puello being very clever, very hard to hit, cleanly anyway. Russell kind of still in his face. Let's see what his older brother says. Yeah, Gary Russell has not, or Gary Antoine Russell has knocked out every opponent in his previous 17 fights, all stoppages. That's right. Yeah, same thing he said the last couple of rounds. Not no body shot of the hook off of the cross or the straight off the left. And here comes that end swell mask. Look at this thing. Look at that end swell. Gotta love that. That's so great. Here we are. Hey, Michael, welcome to the party, friend. Glad you're here. All right. Boom. Okay, round 10. Now I'm kind of nervous for Gary. There's the double jab cross. He couldn't really get it going. Here you see him again trying to get it, and then he's framing out. This is a common way in which his fights go. Common. It would have been a nice shot if he went through with it. Yeah, Puello's jab is pretty slick. Getting right out of the way afterwards. Yeah, Russell is crouched low. You can hear Goosen talking about it. And you can see here, there he threw the cross. Like, okay, pay attention. Every time Russell throws, oh, good left hand. Oh, that left hand hurt him. That left hand, that was a nice left hand. See if he follows up with the hook to the body or upstairs off of the left, like his brother's been begging him to do. And now it's another low blow. Come on. Was it timeout? Oh, Jesus. My clock's going to run out. Let's see if I can hold it. Let's see if I can hold it. It's going to reset. All right, time in. We're at 135 and off. Yeah, round 10. Almost threw it there. Again, pay attention. What does he throw off of the left? Let's see. Talking about Gary Russell. Everything is getting smothered. Dipping jab. Left hand grazing the top. These combinations are, oh, and he gets popped with the two right hands for it. Ooh. Puello's kind of doing a good, like, rope-a-dope here. Just finding good opportunities. Double hooks, gets off the ropes. Russell's still on him. Smothering his own punches. Can't get, lots getting blocked or rolled with. Yeah, man. Turn the tide here a little bit. Some of those left hands were good from Russell. All right, 10 seconds left. Oof. Good left from Puello at the end of the round there. Yeah, he might have won that one too. I think I welcome this guy already. Yeah, welcome to the party. Jaron, welcome to the party as well, good sir. Appreciate having you here. You want to get in on the action? The live chat's where it's at. Appreciate that. All right, championship rounds here for everything. All that's left after this will be the co-main and the main. What we're here for, what we're really here for that David Benavidez Mexican monster beatdown that I think is going to be happening somewhere between round 7 and 9. And then, of course, Gervonta Davis in the main event. We'll do all of the live watch along, and then we'll react a little bit afterwards as well. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends. Let the folks know. And of course, you can become a member, contribute to the live chat, right? For free. Get extra videos, extra all kinds of content. Tomorrow is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. All right. There we go. Mine's a little slow. Mine's about 5 seconds slow. Apologies. Round 11. So Russell appears to be in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting pot shotted on his way in and then kind of on his way out as well. And he's having trouble just opening up, Puello, getting through. Yeah, here he is getting caught again. Then they clinch. He's getting stabbed. That left hand's getting through a little bit. Man, good defense from Puello. He knows. Oh! Rattling Russell with, I think, a left hand there. Damn. Really good shot from Puello. Man, Russell's just trying to hammer something home. Beat him up on the ropes. Good jab from Puello. Good defense. 1-2 backs up Russell. Oof. Good left hand, it looks like, got through. Yeah, that right eye of Puello is a little bit jacked up. He can still see, though. Still sticking and moving, still covering just right. Pushing off on the frame. There's the inside frame, just like that. A slicker boxer, just the slicker boxer of the two. At least in this contest. Going to be curious to see what the results are for this one. Oof. Left almost got through there from Puello. Stabbing, reaching one. So they've landed about almost an identical number of punches, but Puello has thrown significantly less. All right. Yeah. This fight has kind of settled into a rhythm where Russell just can't quite break through to land anything super substantively. He can beat up the body a little bit, but he's getting pot shotted coming straight through the middle or getting square with him on the ropes. And there's been some low blows, apparently, as well. Good defense. It's a lot of wrestling. It's a lot of clinching. It's a lot of just, ugh. And then a left hand as Russell went back. All right, last and final round here. That's it, man. Last round. Here we go. That was that left that rocked him. They just showed the replay. Oh, good left from Russell as well. Yeah, you could see him wincing after he gets hit with it. Russell getting advice from his cornerman, brother. And then the N-swell mask, baby. Oh, they didn't use it. All right. We'll see how that goes. Let's do it. Here we go. All right. Oof. Right hook. Oh, and now a left. Dude, Puello's tagging him. Yeah, all Puello has to do here is basically just not fuck up. He misses on his left, but then he fires the right cross. Yeah, the commentary team is really talking up Puello's performance. And the fight has settled back into the same predictable rhythm, right? Where there's Russell kind of stalking, trying to find his way in. He might make Puello miss on one, but then he gets hit on the second or the third one, and then they clinch. The referee breaks him up. Oh, low blow from Puello. And Russell goes down. Timeout. Now my clock's going to be fucked up. Look at the shot. Let's see if it's low. On the belt line. So, yeah. And it was palm of the hand, too. All right, back in. Unfortunately, when I set the clock off, it restarts it. So we're out on the clock. Oh, these two are ripping shots to each other. Fast, flurried combinations from Russell, but intercepting hooks. Oh, dude, they're doing the whole. Dude, they're getting after it. Where was this for the last 11 rounds? Yeah, they're killing each other. Russell back in his face, 120 to go. Oof. Puello's got good defense up close, man. Able to counter right in the middle as he steps out. That's so nice. Steps off at an angle, fires a left, and then uses that to peel out off of the ropes. So good. Man. Russell is taking a beating at these. And you notice how often Puello is right at his range as he resets off the clinch. 42 seconds to go. Round number 12. Here comes Russell. 30 seconds. Right hook kind of gets through. Oof. Puello's going to clinch. Yeah, you can't. Just as long as you don't mess it up, this is yours. Oof. Oof. Ooh. Oh, big right hand from Puello. Oh, that's the fight. That's the fight. There you go. Not bad. Good round. Great round. Great round 12. Would be very curious to hear what the judges are. Who's got who? Who's got who? By the way, Tu Chang says Ryan Garcia spent all day talking about Caleb Plant's wife. I heard. BC texted me. Big slap coming Garcia's way. Yeah, I heard. Kind of feel like Ryan Garcia has been in the fuck around stage, and we haven't really hit the find out stage, both in terms of like how he manages his personal affairs, right? He got arrested. It's a little bit find out, but it really doesn't sink in until any kind of penalty happens. And of course, there's the whole Osterine thing. But again, New York Commission hasn't even levied a suspension yet or overturned. Like, we're not in the find out part. We're in the fuck around part where everyone just kind of cheerleads someone burning shit, you know? But Caleb Plant will put hands on you. Like, that's not the thing he's shy about, you know? So don't know how smart that was. All right. One more time. Let's reset here if we can. The watch along for the co-main event hasn't even started yet. We're just still dealing with the two first fights on the main card are now over. It looks like, in all likelihood, Alberto Puello is going to beat Gary Antoine Russell. We shall see here with just a minute. But then after this, it's David Benavidez versus fucking Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Can't wait. Who's that guy on TikTok who's like the Chelsea fan? Where he's like, of course it's Kevin De Bruyne. Who's that guy? You know what I'm talking about? he's like an encyclopedia of football, you know? He's like, "Of course, Holland's the best striker." That guy? That's how I feel about this fight. It's David Benavidez. All right. I'm not making fun of him. He has a very distinct style of speaking, but he seems to be very knowledgeable about world football. So please don't kill me. I don't know his name. Anyone know his name? Hold on a second. Do you mind sharing your YouTube channel over APL revenue for May? I don't know what over APL is. I wouldn't mind necessarily sharing it, but I don't know which part of the figure that is. All right, here we go. Here we go. Split decision. $118, $109, Russell. $115, $112, Puello. Wow. 114, 113, Alberto Puello. So he's the new interim champion. Yeah, that's probably the right call. It's probably the right call. That's probably the right call. So Alberto Puello gets the job done barely. Boy, that scorecard 118, 109. That seems strong. That seems really strong. 115, 112, and then 114, 113 seemed much better. I think you can definitely find that is that a 7 to 5 round fight? Yes, it could have been. Yes. But 118, 109, that seems fucking high. Really high. I don't quite get that at all. Oh, overall rev. Eh. Hold on. Caleb Plant is about it. King Ryan about to get slapped. There's just no doubt. There's just no doubt he's about to get slapped. Not a doubt in my mind. Caleb Plant will 1,000,000,000% confront him. They're not going to let that shit slide at all. Period. So I don't know if they're going to, because these fights have gone the distance, I don't know if they're going to do in-ring interviews. So I hope that they're going to move right to the co-main. That's really what I want to see. Co-main event. Let's do it, boys and girls. So my official prediction for the co-main, such that it matters to you, I'm going to say David Benavidez TKO round 9. That's going to be my official prediction. Oh, they got a thing for the boys, a trailer for the boys. I fucking love that show. It's a great show. Yeah, give me 9th round stoppage, David Benavidez. That could either be him finishing him off, taking a knee, corner throwing the towel, but however, by hook or by crook, 9th round stoppage, David Benavidez. That's sort of my official prediction for this. And they're just paying bills now. All right. If you got anything you want to get in on the super chat, now's a great time, or between fights. We're talking about a lot that had happened during fight week. Again, for a Tank Davis fight week, it has been very, very quiet. It has not been a huge fight week by any stretch of the imagination. Still bigger than, was it bigger than the Canelo fight? No. The Canelo fight, I feel like, had much more international press, obviously. Here we go. There it is. Telling you. This is it. So it was a bit of a quieter one, but the point I've been making this whole broadcast is that for me, this is much more this is far and away from the most interesting fight. Frankly, either of these guys could have. The big one would be Canelo and Benavidez, right? That would be the big one. And then the big one would be, there's a couple different ways you could go for Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson is one. Devin Haney, potentially a rematch if they could find the right weight for Ryan. There's a few ones, but that's sort of the circle of big fights. I know they might have a Loma fight. I don't put that one as quite as big, although that's still interesting. But you get the idea. Neither guy is fighting that set or particular opponent. Yet, given the circumstances, I think there's a lot to enjoy here. For David Benavidez going up to 175, seeing how he looks there. Gvozdyk this week admitted, and this was the word that he used and even clarified, was dominated by David Benavidez in sparring some years ago, and now is looking for retribution. By the way, if you're just joining us one more time, let me show you this. I showed it to folks earlier in the broadcast. On the left-hand side is going to be Gvozdyk right before he fought Better Beef 2019. On the right was yesterday. So on the left, 32 years of age. On the right, 37. Look. Dude, look at that. I mean, diced to the socks. And it's not just that he's leaner. You can see he's put on, look at his shoulder girdle. He's clearly put on muscle. And you can even see also his lats look a little bit beefier as well. Like he clearly added muscle. And this is all, mind you, at age 37, he looks this way. 37. That is shocking. Turn that on. All right, turn my fan on here. Let's put this off. So there you have it. Looking forward to this one. Really, really, really excited about this one. But I might be more excited. No, I definitely am more excited about the main event. But these two fights for me stand apart from the other ones pretty clearly. All right. If you got anything you want to get on a super chat, now is a great time to do that. You're certainly under no obligation to do it. But if you do, I'd appreciate it. All right. Let's see what you got. Some of these people here. How come RSD ain't released same day or next day? We didn't record one this time. BC wanted to go and hang out with some people out in town, and boys and girls, I have to take several medications in order to sleep at night. And this trip was really, 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 really bad for me in terms of being able, I haven't slept in a long time. So we just decided to not force it. We'll get one again, I'm sure, probably in a couple of weeks. So it's not like you're missing out for a whole a huge amount of time. But we normally have no problem doing it, but this time we decided not to. Plus, we had gone out the night before to the Sphere. We recorded. The good news is we recorded a bunch of stuff from the Sphere that we're going to give to the video editor. So he's going to put together like a little bit of a vlog so you guys can see. But yeah. RG gifting 5 LT memberships. I mean, folks, what are you waiting on? It's free. Go get one. Go get one. Thank you, sir. What a mensch you are. Appreciate that. Are you watching season 4 of The Boys? Hell yeah. Did you get BC to watch? No, not yet. Not yet. I've not made that. I've not convinced him to make that leap just yet. Working on it. He will. It's just a matter of time. RG says, LT, you look rather swole for a man of your considerable age. Yes. Are you on that hyphy mud train? Look me in the eyes, Luke, and tell me you aren't huffing hyphy mud. Do you guys know what hyphy mud is? Hope you and the co-host BC are well. So first of all, thank you for the donation. Hyphy, do you guys know who Cali Muscle is? Cali Muscle is this dude who's obviously on like all forms of gear. He's had like heart attacks and shit. You know, he's swole as shit. He's got like a bunch of videos. I don't know what he's doing anymore, but like, he used to have a bunch where he was doing like muscle ups. You know, on like Venice Beach, he'd put on like workout gloves and start doing fucking muscle ups. Anyway, he put out a pre-workout. I think it's a pre-workout called Hyphy Mud because he's out there from the Bay. And, you know, it's like the most underdosed shit ingredients you ever seen in your life. But that's hilarious. Hyphy Mud. All right, don't go anywhere, folks. We're just waiting for the co-main event here. Waiting for the co-main event. David Benavidez, Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. But if you want to get something in on that super chat, now's a great time. Now's a great time. All right, Mark Anthony Clayton Johnson. That's a long-ass name. Tactically, what are you watching for from Benavidez? It's a great question. So it's simple, not easy. Gvozdyk is almost certainly going to be pumping behind the jab. He is going to be using lateral movement, right? Because what's coming at you with David Benavidez? He is going to be square at times. He goes bladed at times, but he's going to be square at times, but he's marching you down to get in close. He has great defense right in front of you, fast hand combinations. He punches with you. He can punch after you, Really can find all the openings that he needs to. He has a torrential downpour of volume. So you have to stick and move with that guy. Like you really, and Caleb, that's why Caleb Plant, like Andrade, Demetrius Andrade kind of faded a little bit earlier, but you go back to the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb Plant had success early doing just that. But eventually guys slow down just a little and their punches have just a little bit less on them. And that's when he ramps up. So that's why I'm very reasonably confident in David Benavidez's chances, but it really just comes down to that. David Benavidez has a very signature style, and Gvozdyk has the kind of talent in a general sense. Like, is he a boxer mover? And does he have the footwork? He fights very technically, so there could be a little bit of that game is going to have to play itself out over the first few rounds or so. But I just feel like once Benavidez starts moving downhill on you, it's fucking curtains. Once he moves downhill, it's curtains. Have you watched Andor yet? It's actually good. Everyone and their brother recommended Andor. I've not seen it. I don't have the time. Like, what fucking time do I have? And by the way, no, I'm not on any sauce. I just lift a lot of weights. I train consistently. I could also eat a little bit cleaner, but I train consistently. When you release RSD, you record on Friday and release on Sunday. Why? I did not answer my question. Oh, only because it takes time to edit. That's it. No one else edits that. Like, I edit that. We used to have editors to do that. We don't have them anymore, so I have to do it. That's why. And then before it would at least give you some kind of Sunday content on the channel, right? I got that one answered. My boy has reading comp skills. All love LT. Yeah, you guys got some express yourself clearly challenges going on as well, people. This is a reminder. All right, here we go. How about this? Let's do it, boys and girls. Let's do it. Kevin De Bruyne. What the fuck is his name? Do you guys know his name? The guy who does that? What the fuck is his name? Like, I see him all over TikTok shit talking people. He was shit talking some Arsenal fans. What's his name? What the hell is his name? No one knows it? God damn. Also, did you guys see yesterday? On Thursday, we did the wraparound show. Yeah, Thursday we did the wraparound show. We spoke to Breadman Edwards. Every guy believes in their guy. Oh, here, tail of the tape. Hold on one second. Tail of the tape. Here we go. Tail of the tape. There it is. Benavidez, 27 versus 37. All that good stuff. You can see there 174 and a quarter, 174 and a quarter, 6 feet and 1/2 height, and then 6'2", a little bit taller for Gvozdyk, 74.5-inch reach, and then 75.5-inch reach for the Ukrainian. So slightly bigger in stature. Remember, this is the first fight at 175 for Benavidez. 27 years of age. He's 28-0, fighting on a Gervonta Davis co-main event. When I was 27, I drove a stick shift Honda Accord that had no hubcaps, and I was living in... No, I had sold it by that point. That's not true. I had it when I was 20, up to 26. 27, I had actually sold it. Yeah, this guy's a fucking winner. Big time. All right, here we go. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is in the ring. They're going to bring him out here now. Cannot wait. Anyone taken besides Teddy Atlas? Anyone taken Gvozdyk? Anybody? Bueller. Brian says, would you rather see Tank versus Naoya Inoue or Canelo versus Benavidez? I'm not going to be one of these people that beats up on Ariel for this because I personally don't think it's a great idea right now to really offer up Inoue and Tank. Inoue is currently at 122. Obviously, he has moved up to this position. I think it's almost a matter of, it's a guarantee he's going to go to 126. He could probably go to 130, but 126 there's a good chance that that's where he tops out, and he would be really stretching it, trying to go to 130. So, like, it's possible that you could do something like that. Gervonta yesterday, probably sending a message to Frank and how drained out he was only 133.4. So, like, their weights are not that far apart, where some of the vitriol that I think went Ariel's way was a little bit overstated. And again, I had heard boxing people bring it up too. It was hardly just him. However, Even though I don't necessarily have like the same, condemnation that other people had, I still think the better fight of the two by a considerable distance is going to be Canelo versus David Benavidez. Canelo is still, at least we think, somewhere at maybe the back end of his prime, but that's a little debatable. But nevertheless, he's got the guy that's got all the belts at 168. They didn't make Morrell the mandatory, and then he leaves, and then all of a sudden Berlanga becomes a different story for a different time. But Benavidez has been the mandatory thing for what, 2 years or some absurd shit, a long time, a long time. That is the fight to make. You've got the up and coming Mexican star versus one of the all time greats. It'd be an action fight. Canelo's got a chin and a half, a legendary chin, and David Benavidez, I think, is listen, he's got to win fights like this. We'll see. But I think he's destined for pretty big time events and status in the fight game. So we'll see. All right, here he is. He's going to walk. He's walking out now. There he is. And you'll have to forgive me. I don't know who that is walking out with him. He's got some cool ass robe. Who's this guy walking out with him? Anybody know? Let's see. Oh, I can't see yet. Hold on. This gentleman to the left over my head. Who's that? Do we know? Don't know who that is. He's got the sunglasses where they don't part in the middle. There's just one visor all the way through. Those are my favorite. I could definitely wear those if I wanted to and not look like a complete asshole, right? Did you see Ariel call Bisping the power slap bootlicker? I did. So when they asked me on the live chat, had I seen the video of Bisping going after Ariel, I had not. Afterwards, I was like, what did I miss? What did I miss? So I went and I checked it out. I found it incomprehensible. Like why he would say those things. Like it's none of your business. Dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The job of the reporter is to get information and then deliver it to the public. You can argue with how well he did that, I guess, if you want, but like that it is his business is not even up for debate. It's just like these strange attacks against him at times. Like, listen, no one's perfect. Nobody's record is perfect. Not mine. There's plenty of things you could pick on me for. Same with him. Same with anybody. You can find things that they did wrong in this situation or any other one if you wanted. But there are some times where I think people have just like this weird disdain for him, where the attacks that they end up making are like the worst arguments that you could possibly make. Like a guy in the middle of doing his job. Oh, what are you doing your job for? Because that's the fucking job. Not everyone has to do that job inside of media, but like, are media allowed to do that job? Yes, of course. And it's one thing I've said this whole time, which is, dude, MMA fighters, they complain so much about my class of MMA media, like what we did and how wrong we were to them. Of course, the new class is totally unrestrained and they say whatever they want. They have much less concern for the feelings of the fighters themselves, which is fucking hilarious to me. That's what ended up like the fact that my class was so there's so much self-censorship, not so much about me per se, but some me too, but like there's so much pervasive self-censorship in that class. It bred this next one that is completely unrestrained, which are much meaner, much shittier to the fighters. That one I think is kind of funny that it all worked out that way, but it's like, people just have this like weird hard on for going after him, going after Ariel, and then when you boil down to like what they're mad about, and like so often it's just about nothing. It's really bizarre. I don't quite get it. All right, Gvozdyk is now being introduced in impeccable shape. How good is Anthony Starr Homelander as an actor? Emmy worthy. He has owned that role. Let me tell you that. And then the defender of autism. Is Brendan Shaw the type of guy to close a refrigerator with his hip? Listen, let he who's without sin cast the first stone. All right. All right. Here we go. By the way, Stitch Duran in the corner of David Benavidez. Shouts to Stitch. Here we go. Y'all see Stitch? Oh, they took the thing off. Okay. Let's get the clock ready. David Benavidez. All right, here we go, boys and girls. Did he still go by Bandera Roja? All right, here we go. For folks who are wondering, does Gvozdyk speak English? Yes. Very, very good English, as a matter of fact. And this referee has a toupee. I'm sure he's a good referee, but my man's just like, dude, who is it you do imagine you were fooling? Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. All right. There we are. And we're off. Round one. I expect Gvozdyk to have good success in this round and the next one and probably the one after that. Round four is going to be interesting to me. We'll see where things go from there. But yeah, you're going to see Benavidez kind of struggle early, or at least, not be dynamic early. Yeah, Gvozdyk is going to be he's going to be real slick right now. Jesus Christ, man, he is in impeccable condition. Yeah, as you can see, look at him sticking and moving, blinding with the jab, throwing with the right, turning. Look at all the lateral movement, pushing off on the clinch, trying to catch Benavidez coming in. Some of these and some of it's getting through. Good body work. So look at Benavidez squared right in front of him, and pay attention to his trail leg and where he brings it. The one with the red shoe. So you can see the game plan right away from both guys. Very, very clear halfway through the first round what this fight is really going to be about and what it's going to come down to. 12 rounds. There's plenty of time in this contest. Let's see how quickly, if he can, Benavidez can impose himself. And there's the owner of the Raiders mouth breathing in the background. You see him? See him mouth breathing back there? So you see Benavidez trying different things, knocking on different doors, offering different kinds of variability. He told us that was central to having a squared stance. You have to be really, even though this is very predictable, everything coming at you has to be much more unpredictable to make that all work. In addition to some other things, obviously that's part of the whole package. But that variability, that inside attacking variability, really is a key contributor. Oh, good jabs from Benavidez. Dude, I still might give this round to Benavidez. Oof. Timing, ranges, what they're open for at what time, how do they peel out? When they peel out, what side do they peel out to? What do they peel out with? What kind of punch? Do they inside pivot? Do they outside pivot? Like what's happening here? He just begins to make reads on all of that and then just moves downhill on you. All right, round one in the books. The cornerman, Joseph Benavidez Sr., Jesus Ramirez, and then Jacob Stitch Duran. Yeah, they tell him to go back to the jab. That jab was working for Benavidez in round one. So I'm going to say round one. I don't know how y'all had it, but I could easily see that as a 10-9 for Benavidez. Yeah, they're happy with him. As well they should be. Here we go. Seconds out. Here we go. There we go. Perfect timing. All right. Round two. In the co-main event here, David Benavidez, Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Oof. Good left hand from Benavidez. Stab to the body. And so what you're going to see also from Gvozdyk is a lot of straight punches because anything he throws looping, Benavidez is going to be able to get under or over and cause problems. So you'll see some looping punches, obviously, but you're going to see a lot more straight, linear attacks from Gvozdyk. Going high-low now, Benavidez, right to the body, left upstairs. Clinch push from Gvozdyk. Yeah, Benavidez is real good about ripping these like almost like swivel jabs and then rights to the body to open them up. Just little things. What opens them up, what doesn't. Man, look at Benavidez, dude, right on. Look at that right. He's just peeling inside. He is all over this fucking guy, man. Yeah, Benavidez is so good about investing to the body, and then just absolutely demolishing guys later. Oof. Good left to the body from Benavidez. Oh! Right left combo from Benavidez scores. Whew. 1 minute left in round two. Oof. Dude, look at these shots he's ripping. Oof. Crafty, man. He can just think so quickly. Oh, golly, another stab. Oh, dude, these shots are having an effect. Gvozdyk is so much more. Look, now Gvozdyk just standing flat-footed. They're having much more of an effect. He's got a great poker face. Oh, getting underneath the right hand, getting underneath the left hand. And then he goes high afterwards. Uppercut. Good Lord, man. Easy round to score for David Benavidez. Easy round. Micah Parsons. I did a couple shows with Micah Parsons for the Errol Spence Ugas fight. He was nice. Yeah, he was nice. I don't want to make it like he wasn't friendly. I would just say definitely professional, definitely friendly. But in terms of like ranking friendlies, like the friendliest celebrities I've ever interacted with, Matt Barnes and Stack would have to be at the top of that list. I know you're like, oh, you work for them, but like part of the reason why I'm okay with working with them is because they never. Paul Pierce was nice too, actually. Paul Pierce had 2 cell phones. That's my favorite story about him. And I said, why do you have 2 cell phones? And he was like, what did he tell me exactly? He was like, you have to keep like business separated, you know. Here we go. Hold on. All right. There we go. Round 3. Round 3. Here we are. All right. So Benavidez so far did amazing work to the body. Great about absorbing some of these linear flurries. That jab got through from Gvozdyk, but now Benavidez returns the favor. So the jab is working for him. Oof, overhand right from Benavidez, almost scores. And he just mixes up high-low. Looks like he's going to go underneath, and then he comes over the top. Looks like he's going to go over the top, and then he comes underneath. Gets guys peeling out on exits after exchanges. He's really, oh, he walks into shit too. He just walked into a right hand. Nearly walks into an uppercut. Right hand from Benavidez. Mm, that leaping left hand, that leaping swivel jab. Gvozdyk a little bit more active this round than he was at the end of the last one. And then look at the owner of the Raiders mouth breathing, just catching flies in his mouth. I mean, I mouth breathe too, but all right. Better round for Gvozdyk. He's being a little bit more frustrating, I would say, with his busy work and getting through a little bit more. They exchange jabs. Actually, they exchange crosses. Excuse me. Oof. Benavidez almost switching stance there and nearly scoring a big left hand in the process. Yeah, Gvozdyk just touching rather than trying to score something big, just kind of touching and then continuing to move. Benavidez still on the gas here a little bit. Better round for Gvozdyk. Much better round. Oh, leaping left hand from Benavidez scores. Oh, hard right hand to the body from Benavidez again. And another. Ooh, big flurry from Benavidez. Wow. He might have stolen that round. Not stolen it, but it was a little bit better for Gvozdyk. That might have gone to him. He could be a clean sweep at this point for Benavidez. 3 rounds in. Could be a clean sweep. How do you guys have it? Hold on, let me turn this out here. Cody says, "Look, I've been watching you since I was 17. I'm 25 now. I just want to say thanks for the stream, sir. Nice to have someone to watch with." Yeah, thanks for joining me, dude. I appreciate it. It's fucking sweet. Why didn't you stay to watch the event in person? Because the reality is, like, to do what I do, I don't really need to be there once fight week is kind of over. Um, it's just a little bit easier for me to do this from home. So why not just do it from home? It's less time I have to spend there anyway. All right, here we go. Round 4 coming up. This is where I think things might get interesting. Here we go. Okay, let's do it. Round 4. Gvozdyk had a little bit better of a round. Again, we're expecting linear attacks from him, not a bunch of looping stuff to keep Benavidez in front of him. Here he is pressuring him now against the ropes. Man, body shots, 30 body shots landed, 12 in the last round for Benavidez. Yeah, he's just not putting a whole lot back. And now he's moving a lot less, too. Benavidez just taking his wheels. Some of these shots are just missing, too, man. They're about to start connecting, I think. Good left hand to the body from Benavidez. Gvozdyk harassing him and getting him to keep a high guard, but then not really doing a lot to put punishment behind it. Another left hand. Oof. Right hand kind of sneaks through the guard, but Gvozdyk took it well. Oh, Benavidez gets hit with the right hand, elevating. That was a good shot from Gvozdyk. Good defense from Gvozdyk this whole time, not just with his movement, but the way he holds his guard in close. Double unders from Benavidez. They get separated. Here we go. Less than a minute left. Oh, Gvozdyk doing a little bit more, staying on his horse this time. Oh, great uppercut hook combo from Benavidez. Oh, left hook for Benavidez on the exit. Oh, right hand for Benavidez on another. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Benavidez going down to the body. And now upstairs again, left hook, dude. Gvozdyk is starting. I knew the motherfucking fourth round. I knew that ended up being a bad round in the end for Gvozdyk. Benavidez is teeing off on him. Teeing off on him. We're just 4 rounds in. I want to be very clear about this. We're just 4 rounds in. We are not at a place where we have to worry about throwing the towel in. But if the fight keeps going the direction that it's going, and that's an if, but if it does, we now have some choices to make ultimately. I think in a couple of rounds, if this continues the way that it's going. All right, here we go. So to me, I think Benavidez is walking away with it. Basically, he's kicking his ass. Here we go. All right, there we are. Round 5. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off. The last 2 rounds, Benavidez has had kind of these late round flurries. Benavidez with a stick to the body. Benavidez really. So some of the key punches for Benavidez were the jab earlier. Now it's that leaping left hook, obviously off the jab to the body. It's the left hook on the exit. It's the body shots left and right after you're getting the active high guard busy from Gvozdyk. Man, he's got almost double the amount Benavidez is. Oh, look at the combo from Benavidez. Oh, hard right hand from Benavidez. Over the top. Slip and counter. Yeah, and they're talking about how Benavidez is counterfighting. So, like, when Gvozdyk keeps like 1, 2, 3 punches in his face, he can't come over the top, but he threw one, and then immediately Benavidez came right over the top and countered. That is true. Yeah, that long kind of holding guard there, that long guard there from Gvozdyk. It can minimize a little bit of what Benavidez is doing, but there's nothing really throwing back there. Oh, that left hook, man. Gvozdyk is wearing it well, but that left hook was something else. Another leaping left hook. That one kind of grazed. And you know what? Because Gvozdyk is somewhat handicapped and can't throw in combination some of the wider things, he kind of has to keep everything here. It's limiting his offense and it's making it somewhat more predictable. There's that left hook again from Benavidez leaping into it. And so he's not only limiting what he can do, he's making what he can do more readable. All right. This was a better round for Gvozdyk in the sense that the last round was really bad. This one was not as bad. I mean, he clearly lost it. Oof. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. All right, 5 rounds down, and Benavidez is just teeing off on him. Amazing that Gvozdyk's got a chin on him. Well, I know he had a brain issue that helped that, I won't say forced him to retire, but made a big difference in why he stayed retired for 3.5 years. Um, but he's taking some of these punches well, but, like, dude, I don't care who you are in this weight class. You can't keep taking these forever. Doosh, doosh, doosh. David Benavidez is like, this is not gonna be quite right, and this is gonna piss some people off, but David Benavidez has, like, the style that Sean Strickland kinda wishes he had. That's not quite right. There's obviously some meaningful differences. But the point I'm trying to make is look at him standing in front of Gvozdyk, kind of absorbing, rolling, but then offense comes behind it. Ba, 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 right? Just pay attention to Benavidez. He's still always in the line of fire. He's not the kind of guy who's sticking and moving for the most part. And he's the guy walking you down. So he can kind of, I'm not saying he gets hit, that Strickland gets hit as much. He doesn't. All right. Benavidez it's a different sport, different realities. You're going to get hit different ways. But the point I'm trying to make is it's just kind of walk forward, still have the enough defense to make it work, and then he just pours offense behind it. Strickland's got the defense part down, just not the offense. Round 6. Man, even when Benavidez lands, I can just hear it land with more authority. Look at him right in front of Gvozdyk. Look at the head movement, cutting him off offense. High hands, kind of peeling, going, pulling, going. A little bit of stance switching there. Uppercut from Benavidez gets through. Gvozdyk wears it well. Oh, huge left hand from Benavidez. Mauro Ranallo with a 3-piece in the soda reference on air. That's great. Man, another leaping left hook from Benavidez. Last minute. Oh, hard right hand for Benavidez. Scores. Oh, great jab from Benavidez. And it's an up jab, too, so he couldn't see it. Starts it here, and it comes up. Oof. Good stab to the body from Benavidez. Another left hook. Gvozdyk gets a little bit of a right hand through. Better round. Better round. Still Benavidez, but better round. All right, let's see. There's Gervonta, y'all. There he is, getting ready. There he is. I think that Baltimore tattoo on his back is pretty fucking cool, actually. I mean, I wouldn't want to get it, but it's a good tattoo. You know what I mean? There he is, the ghost, Frank Martin. There's Las Vegas. Look, I fucking hate this place. I fucking hate Las Vegas. I mean, I realize that the Vegas is more than the Strip, so I guess what I should say is I hate the Las Vegas Strip. I've been there 8,000 times, and it has never, ever entertained me except for the Sphere. All right, here we go. All right. Round 7. Let's do it. Mine's a little slow. Mine's about 3 seconds off. All right. I'm thinking this is where Benavidez potentially could start making a move. Or maybe he realizes like Gvozdyk is going to be able to take everything and he's slowing down. I'm not sure. Delayed timing on the left hook. Stab to the body from Benavidez. Benavidez just sort of jabbing so far in round 7. All right, Benavidez kind of slowing down a little bit the last few minutes. Gvozdyk doing a good job. A little bit more on his horse this round. Again, everything's right in front. Ba, 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 ba. Right in front. Nothing sneaking around the corner. There he is. Benavidez going back to the body there a little bit. He had kind of gotten away with that gotten away from that, I should say, the last couple of rounds. Jabs from Benavidez. Double unders. They're pushing off. Here comes Benavidez with a flurry. Benavidez just kind of sitting on the ropes and taking it here. Kind of interesting. Good body shot from Gvozdyk. Yeah. Interestingly, Benavidez, good defense from Benavidez, just not really throwing a hit. Okay, he goes a little low there. Left hook from Benavidez. Oh, hard 2-punch combo from Benavidez. Oh, he had the best work there at the end, for sure. Maybe you could give that round to Gvozdyk. Maybe. I doubt it. Maybe. All right, round 7 in the books. So again, my official prediction was round 9 stoppage. That's not looking so great right now, but there is still time. Round 8 coming up. Yeah, there's a heavy ass David Benavidez as a kid. Boom, boom, boom. 3-punch combination. A lot of that's getting blocked, but then David Benavidez gets through a little bit more there. Right hand to the body. All right, here we go. I think Benavidez, I mean, he's pretty clearly winning the bout, no problem. Maybe getting a little bit frustrated he can't get some stuff through. All right, here we go. Round number 8. Let's see if things can take a turn one direction or the other. I think one of the Charlos is there with his white sunglasses on. I don't know which one it is. Benavidez kind of laying back, letting Gvozdyk come to him. It's interesting. Guess he's trying to get him open. You can hear the commentators talking about it. Yep. Yeah, I don't like him laying back either. I like it when he goes for it. Decent combination there from Gvozdyk. Good jab from Benavidez. Oof, leaping left hook misses for Benavidez. Benavidez switching stance to hold him. Good shot to the body. This fight has kind of settled into a rhythm. Oh, right hand. I think it got through a little bit, but it had mean intentions on it for David Benavidez. Yeah, Benavidez laying back to bring Gvozdyk to him. Oh, missing with he's loading up, trying to just land the big shot. That's good. Good work to the body, then uppercut from David Benavidez. Counter left hand as you can hear the commentators call it. Oh, hard right hand from Benavidez. That was better. That was great. That left hook is still finding the mark at least a little bit from Benavidez. Yeah, Benavidez just kind of baiting him forward. Oh, great left hook from Benavidez to close the round. Great left hook. Yeah, that was a better round for Benavidez relative to the last one. I'm not sure if he's really lost maybe but one or two of these. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how the scoring goes. I'm not scoring this fight officially, but it doesn't seem like there's just enough firepower coming back against Benavidez. I've got my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. All right, if you're just joining us, welcome. We're going to watch this fight. We're going to watch the main event, and then we'll react to it. It'll be a fun night. It'll be a fun night. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. All right. All right, round nine. Round nine. David Benavidez and Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Here we go. Round nine. Ready? There we are. All right. Mine's going to be a little slow. Yeah, it's about 4 seconds slow. All right, round nine. So David Benavidez now on the back foot, seemingly intentionally, to pull Gvozdyk into him. Let's see what he can do with it. Oof. So this is where I thought the fight was going to end. It does not appear that way. Good left hook, though, from David. Another one for David. Yeah, they've got him pitching a shutout. Joe Goosden's scorecard. Oof. Gvozdyk is taking the damage really well. He's still moving pretty well. He's still staying busy with the jab pretty well. He's still making good decisions, generally speaking. Yeah, they're killing the commentary team is killing Gvozdyk for not letting his hands go. Fair enough. But he's 37 and Benavidez is 27. I realize this is him moving up to the new weight class and everything. He's trying. I mean, Benavidez is trying. I just think he's running into Not problems in the sense that he can't win, but problems in the sense of he can't get past a certain point in the fight with Gvozdyk. Good left hook from Benavidez and a right hand. Body shot misses from Benavidez, or at least gets blocked. That one didn't. That one gets through. Another one gets through as they exchange on the ropes. Yeah, this fight has definitely slowed this round overall, but certainly this round. Good body work, kind of aggressive punching from Benavidez over the top, although he's walking into some stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter what Benavidez does from here. He shouldn't lose, right? But this was not the impressive showcase that I had anticipated. Certainly. There is Gervonta Davis, boys and girls. There he is right there. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Going to hit my vape because I'm white trash. Terrible. Terrible for you, and it tastes terrible. All right. Here we go. All right. Seconds out. Round 10. So my prediction failed. Take the over for sure. Here we go. Round 10. All right. So 3 rounds left. We're in the last quarter of this fight. Benavidez pushing forward with the jab to the body. Gvozdyk still in this one. It's just the fight has kind of settled into a bit of a predictable pattern. Good shot to the body now from Benavidez. Misses with the left hook and weaves. Good jab. Another one. Good shot to the body. Good right hand. Sort of attempted right hand. Doesn't really score. Gvozdyk blocks and catches and shoots. Yeah, they're kind of pot shotting each other for the most part right now. Nothing super substantive. Boy, I wonder what this might do to the Canelo conversation around David Benavidez. Because what you're going to say, oh, it's 175, it's a former champion. You know, how much would that really mean for somebody like Canelo, who did fight at 175 and beat Kovalev up there? But this is, I mean, it's a good performance from David Benavidez, certainly. But I think folks were expecting like utter destruction, which is not what you're getting. And because it doesn't match expectations, might there be some concern? Might there be a new conversation about how a fight against Canelo Alvarez might go? Double weave from Tix. Gvozdyk is putting some punches together up the middle. Nothing super hard, but he's landing. Good body shot from Benavidez. A little more pressure from Benavidez. Oh, good left hook. Great hook. The Raiders owner just mouth breathing still. Round 10, almost done. Good. Another left hook for Benavidez. And a right. He's ending these rounds all pretty pronounced, right? All of the end of the rounds are looking pretty good. All right, we're into the championship rounds. It's a wipeout. So far, it's a wipeout. Boom. Boom. Oh, this is such great boxing. So nice. Some of these replays over the top, pull, counter, bang up to the body, hook, pull away from the hook and response. Boom, right over the top, pull, left hook to the body, left hook. That left hook can't fucking miss from David Benavidez. Whoa. Whoa. All right, 11th round, boys and girls. 11th round. 11th round. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Seconds out. All right, here we go. Round 11. Championship rounds. I did not expect us to get here with this. Gvozdyk kind of doing the same thing, just that, everything right in front of you. Yeah, Benavidez's defense right up front is so good. It has been pretty good, and he's obviously had a lot of offense, but the torrential downpour has not materialized. Oof, good right hand. The problem is Gvozdyk can really take this punishment. Like, it has a dramatic effect on guys who are like 160, 168. I say 160 because obviously Andre can go down to 160, but um, it's been a little bit harder against Gvozdyk. Hard body shot from Benavidez. Still get in touch with the jab. Good combination in close. Oh, Benavidez with a big left hook. Left hand kind of pushes over, not enough rocks, but certainly off balance, Gvozdyk. Okay, 38 seconds left. Gvozdyk's gonna have to having to rely on this like harassing jab up the middle. And it has a certain kind of value, just offensive firepower is not part of it. Benavidez still ripping shots to the body. It just it has certainly, I think, disciplined Gvozdyk, but it hasn't really deterred him all that much. All right, 11th round in. We're headed to the 12th and final round. That did not expect us to be here. I certainly did not. I did not expect us to be here. Yet here we are. Here we are, boys and girls. All right. 12th and final round of the co-main event. All that is left after this will be Tank Davis, Frank Martin. Should be a ton of fun. All right. Final instructions from the corner. Let's get this going. Yeah, David Benavidez. I think this was a little bit harder than he imagined. All right, here we go. Seconds out. All right, here we go. This is it. 12th final round. Let's do it. Let's see if Benavidez really steps on the gas. Good right hand, but he eats an uppercut. Oh, they've got Gvozdyk winning the last three of these 9, 10, and 9, 10, and 11. This seems a little strong, but maybe. Oof. Right hand for Benavidez. Oof. Oh, Gvozdyk got stumbled with something. Left hand, I think. Benavidez circles out, resets. Big, just heavy bombs from Benavidez. As Gvozdyk just kind of touch, 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 touch. Benavidez now putting his back on the ropes. Jab is still working for him. Pull two counter misses. Good uppercut from Gvozdyk. He returns the favor. Yeah, this one did not have the crowd on its feet. It did not, right? The whole fight week was kind of like this, man. It was weird. All right, less than a minute to go. Couple good jabs from both guys. 45 seconds to go, round 12. Just big bombs from David Benavidez are being attempted. And 30 seconds left. Gvozdyk just kind of pitter patter. It's getting through a little bit. Leaping left hook. Oh, almost paid for it. Good check hook from Benavidez. Oof. Oh, they're swinging heavy. Ripping big shots from both guys. And there it is. That's the end of the round. So I don't know exactly what the score is going to be. I'm going to guess somewhere in the 9-3, 8-4 range for both guys, or for Benavidez to Gvozdyk. I don't think there's really any way Gvozdyk wins, but one never knows. Also, reminder: if you want to get in on the super chat between this fight and the next one, we'll get to all of your fun little comments and questions at this point. And of course, you can become a member right here, boys and girls. Don't forget. All right. All right. We're just awaiting the results now. I think probably I'm going to say, 9-3, 8-4 in terms of rounds. No knockdown, so there's no 10-8s, but that's it. Benavidez ran away with it early. He may have let his foot off the gas a little bit late. He was crushing him early. They're showing highlights now. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just the David Benavidez show, really. All right, let's do this. All right, we're waiting on the scores. He's all smiles, man. All right, here we go. Scores, here they come. Here we go. Unanimous. 116, 112, 117, 17. Wow. 117, 111 or 112, and then it was 119, 109. David Benavidez. David Benavidez is your winner via unanimous decision. Brings his record to 29-0 with 24 KOs. Jim Lampley is in the ring. Let's hear what he has to say to him. This will be the first interview you hear all night. And then the guy with the Benavidez bandana is Samson Lukowitz. All right, here we go. Benavidez is going to talk to Jim Gray. How would you assess your performance? 7 out of 10, he says. Yeah, Jim Gray killing him for not being high volume. Give me 1 second. I got to unlock my door. Thank you. All right. A few minutes. Come on, just come back in like 5 minutes. Yeah, okay. All right. Ciao. Mi esposa. All right. All right. So is he still looking to go down to 168? Yeah. He says no trouble to make 168. Oh, he wants to fight in both. He wants the Bivol Beterbiev winner. And then he thanks the crowd in Spanish for their support and for coming. There you go. All right. Very good. Nothing left but the main event, boys and girls. Nothing left but the main event. All right. Let's see what you guys got. If you want to get on the super chat action, now's the time. I'm going to take my wife's vape and I'm going to be white trash. That's terrible. Yuck. All right. Question. Have you been following the GME Keith Gill story at all? Dude turned 50 grams into 500 million. No, I've not. I've not paid attention to this. The dam has major cracks in it. Yeah, seems to. True, false. Elite level boxing, elite level MMA. Well, it really is a matter of preference. I think that when boxing is at its best, at its very best, it's hard for me to top that, or for me to recognize that something could be better than that. Like, for example, Spence Crawford. Like, it's very, very. Your mileage will vary, but for me, I don't think there's anything better than that. But MMA is more consistently pretty good. Will the Ghost pull two counterplay a role in tonight's main event? A little bit. A little bit. He's got a great pull two counter, a really good one. I think it will play some role. Yes. Why does RSD need editing? It's one take, no? Well, so I don't have my shit in front of me. So it's minimal editing. That's true. But the last 2 times we shot it on my phone on purpose because I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And so we shot it on this. So and I record onto like this Sony terabyte thing, but to get the footage off, it takes forever. And then sometimes there's lighting issues. There's Caleb Plant and Stephen Fulton. They're going to be, it looks like and there's Steven Jackson. Oh, look at that. Tyronn Lue. Ty Lue. There's Rolly Romero behind him, cheesing like a goober. DeMar DeRozan is there. Oh, yeah, look at that. Damian Lillard. He's a huge boxing fan. I'm sure you all know that. If you want to listen to Luke's commentary, you'd think Gvozdyk never threw a punch. Dude, he threw punches, and some of them were landing, but it wasn't super substantive. Never mentioning Gvozdyk's punches. Okay, here we go. This guy's bitter about it. Luke, seriously, this is egregious. You're so biased. Yes. Like, are you signing on to this, assuming that like I'm going to give it to you like right down the middle at all times? Listen, guys. Everybody who does this kind of a job has biases. I I'm declaring them to you. I was much more interested in the Benavidez angle than I was anything from Gvozdyk. It ended up being somewhat disappointing, I think, relative to expectations. That's not to say that Gvozdyk didn't do a whole lot. I think he did a lot of good work to keep himself in that fight and limit the damage for sure. He did that, but he didn't really have any like big offensive moments. What was your favorite big moment that he had in this fight? There wasn't one. So yes, there you might have watched a different person and they might have loved everything he did. I'm not that guy. I'm more interested in what Benavidez could do. Yes, I'm being very clear about that. Roll up a J. I wish I could. I wish I could. I don't know how coherent I would be if I did something like that. That's the problem, right? All right. Tank Davis getting interviewed. There he is right there with Jim Gray doing some chatting. All right. Just the main event is left. Just the main event. Boy, look at that. He's got tattoos on his face now. They're asking him why he came in at 133.4, very, very low. Yeah, he's just here to be professional. Boy, all these boxers have veneers, huh? Have you guys noticed that? A lot of these guys have veneers. I'm amazed that people watch this and be like, "Luke, you're biased." Yes, that's exactly right. Some of you may like those biases, some of you may not. But this is not I'm interested in every possible angle of this story. I'm not. That's where I am. Greetings, Luke. I'm in the middle of a PCS move and putting the house together, so no time to watch the fights. I appreciate your live chat more than ever. Thanks, dude. Good luck with the move. Good luck with the move. All right. This broadcast has gone on quite a long time. Not just my broadcast, but like the PBC one. That's been going on since 8. It's now 11:23. Y'all can get the main event started. It's totally okay. I'd be totally cool with just starting it. Please. All right. So what are we expecting in the main event? Okay. So let's talk about this main event. What we're anticipating tactically. We are anticipating Gervonta Davis may take off rounds at a time or long portions of each fight or long portions of each round, excuse me. Looking to just land kind of like a really well-timed decisive shot. Frank Martin fights very technically. You can tell he fights very much according to the school of thought he has been taught. Whereas I feel like Tank Davis, a little bit more freestyling in there, kind of feels it out a little bit better. But it's simply just more willing to wait for the fight to come to him in ways that he is looking for versus the opposite. So the thing I think the central challenge for Frank is like I feel like there's going to be times where Frank can really do great work. I just feel like he has to limit his offense in order to limit his exposure. And that makes it really, really difficult for him to win 7 rounds, let's say. Without getting some kind of really dramatic punch ultimately coming back his way, which could alter the course of the fight. It's just really, really hard. You have to kind of thread this needle where you can kind of keep your head above water without trying to really get too far ahead, because that's when all the problems really emerge. And it's kind of staying that's a hard way to win over the course of 12 rounds. It's a very, very difficult proposition. That's why this fight's kind of hard, I think, for him. We shall see. So Benavidez winning, no big surprise. Underwhelming relative to expectations. I think there is something to be said for that. Again, to his credit, Gvozdyk, I think, fought very, very ably. Wasn't able to get a lot of offense going, but pretty ably. So for this contest, it's not a similar kind of matchup, but one guy has really high octane offense and another one, I think, in certain situations has. but I think he's going to have a hard time applying that consistently to Gervonta, which makes it a very difficult challenge for him. But Gervonta has been off for a while. We'll see what role that plays. Frank Martin looked like he was on death's door, maybe, with how drained he was at the weight cut. Did you guys see the interview he did with Jordan Plant? Like, she asked him 3 questions, and then 3 different, like, before every time she's about to ask him a question, he is trying to go get a sip of Pedialyte, from his trainer on the stage there. So, yeah, tough circumstance, to put it mildly, man. But that's sort of what I'm expecting. But beyond that, I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. 2 southpaws in this particular case, both Frank Martin and Tank Davis. One just a little bit more kind of feels it out. Great athleticism. I think you heard Leonard Ellerby make a very sound point about this contest, which was when Frank Martin got started as a pro, Gervonta Davis was basically already a world champion. That is true. Certainly experienced much bigger fights with much brighter lights than Frank Martin, better opponents certainly than Frank Martin. Frank Martin's best win, in my judgment, would be the Michelle Rivera win, but Tank is a completely different opponent than Michelle Rivera for sure. So we shall see. We shall see. Here's what I got going on my screen. Hold on. Is anyone else's feed going black all of a sudden? Like just the whole screen black? Here we go. Now I've got Brian Custer. That's what I've got on my screen. So we're waiting for this to go. All right, they're recapping Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I was on vacation for that fight. I was actually flying back. I remember I was flying from Miami to DC, and I was checking the results on the flight. Yeah, dropped him. Boom. Right? That's what they're talking about here. Ryan Garcia taking a knee. He's going to be taking a knee when Caleb Plant finds him. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Let's see what we got. Any rehydration clauses? Saw a pic of Martin's cut. I don't think there was anything super crazy. There probably was some kind of rehydration cut, but Martin is not a weight bully, but not historically anyway. So I'm not super concerned about it. All right, here is your tail of the tape right there, boys and girls. Take a look at it. 29-29. Big difference in experience overall record versus undefeated opponents. 3-0 for Frank Martin, 7-0 for Gervonta Davis. Championship rounds, 80 of them for Gervonta Davis, 0 for Frank Martin. So this is a big step up for Frank. That's why, I think the lesson that we'll get from this is just a hunch. This is my official hunch. Frank will box well for pretty good portions of it. Maybe surprise some folks. I'm just the part I can't quite see is him again, sustained offense, sticking it to him without getting something really devastating back in over time. I just have a hard time with it, but we'll see. If Tank has really let himself go or hasn't trained properly or whatever, we'll find out here in just a minute. All right, we're just waiting for the main event to start. They keep running promos, which is highly annoying. They're showing all the highlights on the presser like this shit, I've had enough of that. I can assure you. Let's get the fight going, boys. Huh? Let's get the fight going. Shall we? How about shouts to this gentleman, this Greek gentleman, contributing to the live chat? Do it now, folks, between rounds. And obviously, you can also wait, and we'll get to it after the fight as well for the main event, for the post-fight portion of this. So just let me know. But thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Let's have some fun for this main event. Let's have some fun. So prediction on this one, I think I said 9th round for this one before. Now I'm feeling like uneasy about my predictions. Definitely still think Gervonta wins. Maybe he goes to a decision. I don't know. You see, he iced Rolando there, but Romero ran into that one. Garcia ran into that one. Who else? Gamboa couldn't really move. Nunez overmatched. Isak Cruz is legit. And then Santa Cruz also super legit. So we shall see. All right, boys, let's get it going. Hey, you know what we need to hear from is this rando betting expert that no one's ever seen before except for these broadcasts. That's who we need to hear from. We don't need to start the fights. We just need to hear from somebody we've never really heard from before. What pick a round? All right. If I had to pick a round, I've said 9 before, so I have to stick to that. I have to stick to that. I don't know how likely that is, but Gervonta winning. Oh, here's your for folks who want to get on the DraftKings sportsbook app. There you go. 700, 475, 180 to winner by TKO. Go the distance. That's interesting. Over under. Oh, over under 9.5 rounds. Over under 9.5 rounds. I'm taking the under, but if I was betting, I might hedge a little bit. I might hedge. What do you think of Encanto? I think it's a good movie. Yeah. What about Benavidez' fight seemed interesting to Canelo? It's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that. That was not the showcase to get Canelo. The Andrade fight, excuse me, it's Andrade in Portuguese and Andrade in English, I guess. And then the Plant fight. Those were interesting auditions. But yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Davis, Martin. Let's go, boys. They keep telling us it's time for the talking to end, and they don't end the talking. Just here we go. All right. Here's what I see on my screen. Tail of the tape 29-29, 133 and a half, excuse me, 134 and a half, 5'5" and a half versus 5'8". Then Frank Martin, basically the reach is negligible there. So a pretty similar reach. Let's do it, boys. Let's see what you got. And what you may have heard this week is if Tank Davis wins this contest, they're trying to set up a fight with him and Lomachenko, which I would be, again, is that the number one fight I want to see him take? It's not, but that would be kind of interesting. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr., finally, here we go at 11:32. Let's go. Let's go. Here comes Jimmy Lennon Jr. Let's see. There he is, doing his bit. Jack Decker, just gifting memberships out here. Thank you, sir. You're a mensch. Love you. All right, here comes Frank Martin. I don't know who that is rapping with him. I can't hear either. This is my least favorite thing about boxing intros. This shit where the guy raps, but he can't actually rap to the house. So he has to pretend that he is like he's doing his Milli Vanilli bit where he is lip syncing, and then they just play that to the house like the ordinary track. I really don't like that. I don't quite understand like how people think that's cool. But they all do it. They all do it. Frank Martin appeared to be in absolutely ridiculous condition. Blew us off for an interview 2 times. So kind of hoping he gets stretched. No, I'm teasing. I was gonna say I was hoping he gets stretched. I actually don't. I'm actually kind of curious to see if he can prove some of the skeptics wrong about his upside. But he looks to be in ridiculous physical condition. All right, he has now entered the ring. There we are. Frank Martin in the ring, hugging up PBC officials. I don't think there's been a Floyd Mayweather sighting, has there? I don't think so. There's Leonard Ellerby in the ring, the whole 9 yards. All right, here comes Tank Davis, boys and girls. Here comes Tank Davis. Let's see who he walks out with. Oh, they're playing the Ghostbusters theme. Frank the Ghost Martin? Ghostbusters? Okay, that's sick. Oh, that is fucking awesome. Oh, that's cool. All right, now it's somebody who's gonna just mumble rap, and I don't know who the fuck they are. Yeah. Who is this, y'all? I don't know who that is. Sorry. Is it Shy Glizzy? I don't think it's Shy Glizzy. I haven't seen what he looks like in a long time. In any case, all right. At this point, we're just minutes away. Here comes Tank Davis walking to the ring finally. The Ghostbusters thing was pretty epic. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. A little levity from Tank. All right. So all that's left is we're just waiting for the introductions, and let's get this going. And again, the fake lip sync thing, I just don't know who that's for. Clearly, it's not for me. Who it's for, I could not tell you. All right, Gervonta Davis is now entered the ring. All right. Both of these gentlemen have now entered the squared circle. We shall see. All right, they're all still dancing. Here we go. Oh, and the cornermen have shirts on that with the Ghostbusters logo that say, "Who you gonna call?" All right, well played, Tank Davis and team. Well played. Well played. Does the Saudi influence create a monopsony in boxing? It could. It could. Not monopsony, but a monopoly. It would, yeah, but yes, it's anti-competitive behavior. Yes, Tank's whole team have the Ghostbusters logo on their shirts. Yes, I did not notice until just now, but thank you. Very good point. Sick tattoos on Tank Davis, boy. Sick tattoos. He got good work done. He paid good money for those. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is now reading out the sponsors. He's going to read off the names here. All right, we are sanctioned by the WBA. This is the WBA lightweight title that's up for grabs. I think it's the secondary one, but nevertheless, a lightweight title. Your judges, Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, Steve Weisfeld. Ooh, Steve Weisfeld can sometimes turn in some real stinkers. We'll see about that. Harvey Dock. I know he didn't have a great performance in the Haney and Garcia fight, but he's typically pretty good. So we'll see. All right. Frank looks like he filled out a lot. Jesus. Here we go. Leonard Ellerby in the all-white suit. It's showtime. He's going to say it, right? Oh, it's prime time. Can't say it's showtime anymore because the shit doesn't exist. It's prime time. More gummies tonight, or for Dead and Company? No, I have some. I have some gummies. I'm sober. I'm sober with for you guys. I kept it clean. Would you guys ever have Jimmy Lennon Jr. or Bruce Buffer on RSD? Yeah, sure. Those guys are gonna have great stories. Yeah, of course. Happy to. Yeah, absolutely. All right, here's Frank Martin, boys and girls. Fucking yoked, bro. For 135. Jesus. Here we go. All right. Frank the Ghost Martin getting introduced. He looks good. Ready to rock. All right. There's Tank. Hardin is that it's that weed sponsor in Vegas. You see it on the left side of the shirt of Tank's cornerman. All right. There he is. Tank Davis. Jesus, Jimmy, get to it. Big fan of your work. I'm flying to Colombia tomorrow, meeting at 5 a.m. to meet my girl and her family. Got any tips for a fellow gringo? Jesus. Um, say yes to all their food. Say yes to all their food. Don't be an asshole. Say yes to all their food. All right, here we go. Here's the face off. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, round one. Here we go. People are still getting out of the goddamn ring. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Round one underway. Sweeping left hand to the body doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, they're talking about Davis being a slow starter on the commentary team. It's absolutely true. Real question is what Frank's. Let's see what Frank does. Frank, you're going to see, I think, is going to fight in a basically offensively disciplined way. Davis just kind of getting a feel for the timing, getting a feel for the reach, the speed. A lot of front foot feinting from Tank Davis. Davis stalking. Kind of galloping into position a little bit. Pay attention to that. See if that costs him ultimately. I don't think it will, but something to pay attention to. It makes you land heavy on the front foot when you come into range, which can make you vulnerable. Good jab from Frank Martin. Good counter. He's catching. He's challenging that jab to the body. Frank Martin is with that left hand on the chase out. Ooh. Yep. Yep. Good right hand from Frank Martin. Kind of turns Tank Davis around. Jab to the body. Doesn't really go anywhere. Gets kind of parried by Martin. Less than a minute to go, round one. Left hand misses for Tank. Duck under by Frank Martin. The fuck? All right, here we go. They separate them. Good left hand from Martin. Tank just doing a lot of this, just kind of looking through and seeing what's coming his way, what it feels like. Good left hand from Frank off the 1-2. $15 seconds to go, round number one. Davis stalking, but not really throwing. Press and then throw and hold the jab to blind and then position himself around from Frank Martin. Yeah, it's a Frank Martin round. 10-9 Frank Martin for round number one. Not a huge surprise. I think that should not necessarily be much of a surprise to anybody. You can see. Does he look like he fights technically to you? It looks like he fights technically to me. Hands are always up. He's always positioning himself. You can tell they were kind of waiting to see for the jab to the body to come, what response they would have. Like they clearly gamed this out. Yeah. 10-9 round for Frank Martin. Good round for him. Gervonta didn't really throw, but for sure, he showed like there was already signs of his prep leading to good results in that round, right? That's the point. Not the point is just that Gervonta didn't throw. That's a big part of it, obviously, but some of the choices he was making clearly indicate preparation. They're showing some of the highlights here. The step around, the left hook. It's a good shot by Frank Martin. All right, here we go. Round number two. Here we go. All right. Round two, Davis and Martin. I don't expect this round to be a whole lot different than round two. You might see a couple more punches, big ones. Davis had the big one that he attempted on the ropes, didn't really get anywhere in round one. Davis going high hands to help close the range, really trying to pressure and crowd Frank Martin. Yeah, you can hear them talking about making Frank like by just barreling into him like this. Frank is can't just allow him to do that, so he has to work. And some of that's getting through, but it also is potentially creating openings for the future rounds. So we'll see. Peels out from the corner. Good job by Frank Martin. The jab is pumping for Frank Martin. There goes the cross, and then he comes to the same side. A dart is what they call that. Again, look at Frank Martin technically moving around, crossing his feet up a little bit on the outside, but not when he is engaging. Man, a minute and a half in, and Gervonta hasn't. I don't know if he's thrown a punch this round. There's one a little bit. Frank throwing flurries back anytime Gervonta even hints at a punch. Man, Davis right on top of him. Shot to the body for Davis. That was a good one. Ooh, left hand nearly goes. That was better. Jab for Davis. I'm not sure if it got through or not. Oh, turn and then stick him with the right hand or left hand, excuse me, from Davis. That was good. Davis trying to intercept him as he moves into the power. Misses with the right hand, and they wrap up underhook 50-50, and then they get split. Here comes Davis. A little bit more offensively ready in these positions now. Hands are a little bit lower, you see? There it is. Flurries, underhooks, high elbow block. Referee intervenes. Less than 20 seconds to go. Good left hand from Martin. Another good left hand from Martin off a double jab. Yeah. Better round for Tank. Frank might still have it. Again, I'm not really scoring these rounds. So I leave that up to you. Better round this time for Gervonta. Began to have a little bit more relaxed hand position and begin to throw a little bit more through Martin's timing or movement. Yeah, they're getting him to feint a little bit more. Yeah, they got to get if Martin can just react, then he can't throw as easily. So they're going to make him try and react more with the feinting. All right, round 3 coming up. Here we go. Seconds out. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Mine's a little slow. Round 3. Good combination from Frank Martin. Left, right, right, left. And now it's actually Martin who's doing more feinting. Let's see if Tank can respond. Pressuring Davis against, pressuring Martin against the ropes. Davis still walking him down a little bit. High hands, kind of rolling with a punch there. Doesn't get through. Davis jabbing him backwards into the ropes, doesn't follow. A little bit of shot to the body. Overhand left. He's right on top of Frank Martin. Good Lord. Frank Martin just has good defense, high hands. So Davis goes to the body. Now he goes back upstairs. That landed. Martin on the back foot now. Kind of retreating into the ropes here a little bit. Gervonta feinting. Oh, good left hook counter from Martin lands. Although Gervonta lands his own punch. That was a good counter, though, from Frank Martin. Gervonta really cutting the ring off quite well, man. Frank is kind of trapped out there. Not everything is landing, of course, but doing a good job restricting his movement and mobility. Frank Martin staying very defensively poised. He's got good lateral movement. Here he is on a blitz. Gets out of the corner. Good work from him. Nice swivel jab there. Great work by Frank Martin. Gervonta moving into him. Frank Martin getting off of some of these combos. Good jab work. Probing jab here. Right hook helps him turn out. Gervonta still on top of him. 5 seconds left to go. They're trading. Hard to tell what happened just then. Frank Martin, a good round for him. Good round for him. There you have it. Good fight. You can hear the crowd. Good fight. Frank Martin staying very disciplined. This is how he has to fight the entire 12 rounds, right? Just kind of like this. That left hand didn't quite get through, but it did back up Gervonta in that corner. Gervonta getting a little bit greedy. Double jab, misses with the straight, but then that swivel jab came right through. Several guys have hit him with that swivel jab. I did a tape study on him. I don't even know if it's still up anymore. We might have lost it in the transition out of CBS Sports, but we talked about how many guys hit him with that because he's susceptible to it when he leans. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Round 4. Here we go. Good combination work from Frank Martin. Frank Martin hits him with a left and then weaves under and hits a dart and rolls out. Tries to hug, elbow block, push off from Gervonta. Shot to the body there from Tank. They underhook and they separate. Joe Goosen has all 3 rounds going to Frank Martin. I think it's either 2 or 3, but he's winning for sure. Good jab from Davis. Davis right on top of him, man. Right on top. Oh, good left hand and then a right hook to follow from Davis. Some of it got through. Hard to tell how much. Man, Davis right on top of him again. I cannot believe how close he's playing it. Man. Lunging uppercut misses from Davis. And so does the subsequent shot. They clinch. Harvey Dock separates them. Good sort of short left from Tank. This is better from Tank. Now he's starting to open up a little bit more. Frank being a little bit too defensive in my judgment right now. A little too deferential. There's that pull two counter, but it didn't quite work because Davis kind of collapsed position when he went into it. But Martin has a phenomenal pull two counter. Good left hand from Frank Martin. Jabbing there. Oh, both guys. Good left hand from upstairs by Martin and a bit of a decent return from Tank Davis down low. Oh, Davis trying to time an uppercut as Frank Martin rolls under. Didn't quite get it, but that would be vicious if he did, boy. A little more pressure from Tank that time. A little bit more from him. So I'm not scoring these. I don't really know exactly how. I think Tank might have gotten that one. Again, I'm not scoring it like a judge. I'm just trying to watch the action and enjoy it. I leave the judging to the wise folks at home. Chael and Anderson basically sparring right now. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that at all. That seemed like a real waste of time. I like Chael, I like Anderson, but that did seem like a real waste of time, right? You know? All right. Okay. Here we go. Round 5 coming up. Seconds out. Let's do it. Here we go. Round 5. They landed the same amount of jabs, but Martin's thrown significantly more. Kind of up jab, flicking jabs from Gervonta. Now a leaping right hook, then left hand doesn't get through. Jab to the body. He pushes him backwards. Good left hand from Frank Martin. Gervonta just stepping into him. My screen keeps going out. What the fuck, guys? Get it together there. Thank you. Oh, big left hand from Tank. Oh, big uppercut from well, I think it didn't get fully, but threatened from Tank. Oh, is it me or is Martin's offense slowing down a little bit? Davis just straight up literally walking him down, like literally walking, staying right on top of him, man. Not giving this guy any. You really, this is a good game plan from Team Davis. I mean, we'll see if he can execute it all the way down the stretch, but Frank Martin has, he likes to use angles. He likes to use movement. He likes to use space to set up a lot of his best work. Restricting that is going to be wise for a lot of opponents, but in particular, Frank Martin, such that he can pull it off. Davis still stalking here in round 5. A lot more just sort of good right hand from Tank Davis. Good left hand and a right hand response from Martin. Good jab from Tank Davis. Davis now, I think, having a much better sense of Frank's range, able to just pull out a little bit in terms of being out of the way and then find where he needs to be to land. Man, he is right on top of him. Jesus. Looks like the momentum is starting to slowly creep, certainly much more in Tank's favor from where it started out. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Let's see some of these shots. Oh, that uppercut just missed. The right hand got through, though. There's that right hand from Martin out of the corner. That was good work by him. All right, here we go. Round 6 coming up. He says it's over with. You see Tank Davis? He's like, it's over with. He's not throwing anymore. Let's see. All right, here we go. Seconds out. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right. Boom. Round number 6. Tank Davis still barreling into him, man. Heavy feinting from Tank. Right hook, then jab to the body attempted from Tank. Didn't really get through. Tank with that left hook to the body to corral him. That's nice work. Man, Tank looks like he's just completely disrespecting Martin's power, too. Just moving right through it. Oh, good left hand from Tank. That popped his head back. Good left hand from Martin. Return the favor. Combination work. The camera angle is not letting us see anything. It looked like Tank had some good shots in the corner, but they had the worst camera angle, so I couldn't see it. Martin still circling. Martin just trapping this guy in the corners. Good left hook. Martin kind of roll with it. Yeah, he's got Frank up against the ropes, waiting defensively for something so that he can peel out and find the exit. Just not. Oh, great left hand from Tank Davis, measured off the right. That was phenomenal. Left hand nearly gets Frank charging in. Whoa. Double jab right, left. Excuse me. Double jab left for Tank misses. 45 seconds left in the round. Man, Tank just standing right. Look at him standing right in the danger zone and then rolling and then coming back with something. Hard shot to the body. Stays right up on him. Oof. Yeah, this is Tank's best round for sure. He's just been like completely getting him. Remember the flinching that he did at the presser? It feels like more of that. Feels like more of that. All right. His corner saying we need all these rounds. Yeah. You kind of punted on the first few. Gonna have to be time to get those back for sure. Oh, that's so nice. The rolling over. Bah, hit him with the left. Pulls him up with the hook or with the uppercut, hits him with the hook. Jab. Boom. Martin did roll with it. That's nice, but still, that's going to count. All right, here we go. Round 7. We're now in the back half of this fight. Back half of this fight. Seconds out. Here we go. All right. Let's do it. Round number 7, Tank Davis, Frank Martin. I'm Luke Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Here we go. All right, Tank is still right on top of him, man. 30 seconds into the round. Jesus. Oh, Davis with a huge left to the body and then a sweeping right hand over the top. And he's got Frank Martin holding on for dear life. Here we go. Frank Martin trying to fire back. Martin still moving. Moves off the hook. Double jab, left hand. Doesn't really squeeze through. Davis trying to punch down to an opponent who's escaping. Hard right to the body. I'm not sure how much he got through. That leaping kind of up jab from Tank Davis is finding the mark a little bit. Oh, left hand off this combination work. Good defense from Frank Martin, though. Oh, left hand gets through for Tank, but Frank kind of rolls with it. It landed, but he kind of rolled with it. Oh, here we go. Here comes Tank. Big left hand lands. He rolls underneath the left hand of Martin. A minute left in round 7. Oh, that right to the body stick upstairs as he exit is nasty. Yeah, Davis just seems absolutely unconcerned with what Frank's going to throw back in general. Uppercut. Gervonta is just beating him up on the ropes. Again, a lot of it's getting blocked, some of it's getting rolled with, but it's not like Frank's throwing a whole lot back. That he did there as he moved in. That was nice. That was a good shot from David or from Martin. Oh, good left hand from Davis. Or I think it grazed him. There you go. Not bad. Not bad. Fun round. Frank Martin showing a little bit of life there, but I think Tank Davis is taking over a little bit. Oh, Derek James wants him to go to his left. There's that uppercut. Bah! They hit him with the right hand. Yeah, he's trying to get him to go to his left. Some of these angles, though, it makes it kind of hard to see exactly what's like who's landing what. Boom. Yeah, though some of those shots are a little low too, but that left hand upstairs from Tank Davis is nice. All right, here we go. Seconds out. Round number 8 coming up. Here we go. All right. Round number 8. Let's see what happens. Look at the hands down on Gervonta. Down by his waist. Oof. Good combination work there from Frank Martin right in the middle. Davis just kind of, again, just getting right in his face. And he wants to go to his left. That's what Derek James just told. Derek James just told him to go to his left, and you can see Davis cutting him off, forcing him to his right. See that? He's forcing him to the weak side. Big swing and a miss. Oh, dude, these camera angles don't let you see any. Oh, he iced him. He iced him. He iced him. Tank Davis iced him. Left hand in the corner. He fucking iced him. He ain't getting up. That's it. Fight's over. Fight's over. That's Tank Davis. That's fucking Tank Davis, dude. That's Tank Davis. He is a fucking remarkable talent. He iced him right in the corner, backed him up. They had the camera behind him here, so it was hard to see exactly what was happening. But what a triumphant return for Tank Davis. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What a fucking shot. Wow. I mean, you dude, and there's Errol Spence. Okay. So remember, Tank and Errol were kind of beefing, and he's trying to I think squash the beef with Errol, which I like to see. And here he is talking to, I can't quite see. Oh, Derek James, excuse me. So he's talking to his, Frank Martin's trainer. Frank Martin appears to be awake. Man, dude, unforgiving power. Unforgiving power, dude. You just can't. That's the needle you have to thread with this fucking guy, right? The way he was fighting Martin in rounds, 1 and 2, maybe a little bit of 3. That's how you'd have to do that for 12 rounds. Like Tank just doesn't. He just doesn't let you do that. Yeah, I mean, this is not like, the most dominant guy in the sense of, beginning of into the fight. He's just in the other guy's face. I mean, he was in this particular case, but I mean, winning all the rounds. Here, let's look at the finish. He frames off of him. Right hand lifts him, steps off. Right hook, left hand. Oh, that rocked him. Oh, and he was already hurt by the time the left hand came. Yeah, dude, he was just trying to play. He was trying to hide in the corner, and you just can't really do that against a guy like Tank for very long. And there's Tank dancing on the fucking ropes. Look at him. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, dude, you just can't play that game. Here it is. Overhand left. They stand back up. Frame to the body. To the left hand. Right hand pulls him back up. He rises. Let's see. Oh, right hand left hook. And that there he was already hurt. Yeah. It was the right hand left hook. It was the right hand left hook. And then that was all she wrote. Right hand left hook. Dunzo. And then he finished him off with the last left. Yeah, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You cannot play that game with this guy. Mm-mm. Here it is in slow motion one more time. Let's see. Dips, pre-slips, right hook, uppercut. That hurt him bad. Oh, he's already hurt. Yeah, and then he just took that last left like no problem. Yeah. Pre-slip, bop, bop. Got him. What a shot. Did he get the backflip? Did he get the backflip? Yes. Stuck the landing. There it is. Man, what a shot. That was beautiful. All right, they're going to read the decision here. Why is there a random TV in the ring? You see the lady with the random TV? What the fuck is that? All right, here we go. Yeah, it's a knockout. He was crouching. Martin was just crouching too much in that corner. You can begin to time guys' movement. You saw him pawing with the lead hand to kind of hold him into position and chop to the body when they lean out like that. And then bop, bop, caught him. Damn. All right, here he is. Jim Gray's talking to Tank Davis. Let's see what he says. He says, I'm a little rusty, but I'm back. Did the footwork bother you at all? He said, no. Yeah. He's like, I stand there being target so he can pick me up. He can get tired, then I can pick him apart. I want to see this finish again. Jesus, that left. Oh my God. Yikes. Yeah, let's see the uppercut. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Stands up, pre-slip, right hook, uppercut. Oh. And he used the pre-slip right hook to slide into position to get the left to come up, and then he just fucking crushes him. God damn. That was nice. Did you guys see that? Pre-slip, bop, bop as he moves into position. So it's pre-slip, hook to slide over to create a lane to come up. Oh man. Yeah, he's saying like competing comes second nature. I've been competing since I was 8. I've been training since I was 7. Says incarceration made him more patient, made him a better person. Yeah. Better person, better father, better everything. All right, when are we going to see you again? Here's what he says. Let's see. He says all the guys are on my radar. He thanks. He goes, I almost think showtime. Yeah, me too, bud. Me too. All right, I think that's it. Oh, here goes Frank. All right, here's Frank Martin. He said he was in the beginning, he was in control, and then he lost control. Jesus, dude, that left hand. Pop. Here it is. Pre-slip, pre-slip, boom. Here he is. Pre-slip, right hand, uppercut. Boom. That is just so nice. He said he was moving too much. Yeah. Ryan Garcia is there at the Gervonta Davis pay-per-view wearing a shirt that says rematch me, bitch. Jesus, he is annoying. Chael Sonnen knocked out Anderson Silva for real? Ends in a draw? All right, that's that. All right, let's do it. Let's reset here just a little bit if we can. All right, let's do it. So, okay. Hi, everyone. So, Gervonta Davis versus Tank Martin. Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin has wrapped up. My name is Luke Thomas. Let's reset here just a little bit if we can. Thank you for joining me. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get a question into the super chat, we can get to those now. I have a few minutes before I have to go on CBS Sports. It's not imminent. We're just going to wait for BC. I have to do it with BC, so I have a few minutes to spend time with you here. It's what I'd like to do if I may. All right, let's do some analysis on here if we can. What did we see ultimately from Tank Davis here? This was not a substantive challenge to what he was doing. I felt like he wasn't really super threatened by Frank Martin. I thought he had a phenomenal game plan, closing off forcing him to a single side and then really kind of marching him down, making him be more defensive. Again, it goes back to that flinching at the face-off. A lot of times you look at that kind of thing and you feel like, oh, well, what could that really mean? They're just kind of one guy's flinching. I mean, what are you supposed to do? The other guy raised a hand, but it sort of indicates, at least it kind of mirrored what we saw in the fight, which was an overly defensive Frank Martin, who was so focused on defense, who was moving so much, particularly backwards or at an outside angle, a lateral angle, that he was wearing himself out, and then he began to stick to the ropes more and more and just became a sitting duck. And it's hard to get out of the way of everything when you're constantly pressed against the ropes like that. And of course, what's the alternative to keep moving? That pressure from Gervonta Davis, where he had to absorb a lot. He keeps his hands high, and then the lower his hands go, obviously the more they're going to be in play for him. But it's more of a sign that he feels like he can then exit and enter those spaces much more safely. And you got a sense of that. And that just began to happen right around, I think, round 4, where things began to turn. Round 7 was a big turn as well. But I did not feel like I learned a lot about Gervonta Davis from this contest. It wasn't like we got a bunch new from him. Frank Martin probably was not that guy to get that information from him. But for a guy who, I mean, remember something, right? Davis went into the Ryan Garcia fight having already taken the Hector Garcia fight, whereas Ryan Garcia did not have a tune-up in between, right? So the guy who had previously had the closer, the guy who had fought more recently, by the time those two entered the ring, was Tank Davis. This to me was something of a get-back fight. This was a fight where he had been out for a long time. He was looking to correct the situation, as it, get back to headlining shows, get back to a competitive circuit. There was another name inside the PBC family that could, ostensibly provide an interesting challenge. And I feel like he got dissected fairly quickly. I mean, that's how I thought the fight in the co-main event was going to go, which we'll talk about in just a second. But that was really, really interesting to me. But again, we kind of talked about it. Frank Martin, very tight defensively, very technical, very defensively sound for the most part in terms of like wherever his hands need to be in his positioning inside the ring. But that pressure from Gervonta Davis and that improvisational ability, the ease with which he is able to establish range and then work from there more nimbly, where he can step right to it, get just out of the way, he can touch you. It's much harder to hit him. And then, as was Frank Martin, was kind of dipping to that outside to stay away from the shot. So what did you see Gervonta do? Gervonta was able to like hold him down, pin him with the jab hand, kind of crush him with the left, let him get back up, pre-slipped, use the right hook to shift over, and then boom, hit him with the uppercut. And then Frank was like, ugh, and then he just crushed him. And at that point, that's just fucking target practice, dude. You give that guy target practice, it's Armageddon. He's going to fucking send you into the shadow realm, dude. Frank Martin got sent to the land of wind and ghosts tonight, and it was not a huge mistake he was making. It was just the tactical inevitability of where he ended up, given the difference in skill and the particular game plan that a guy like Tank was implementing. So really quite dramatic scenes in that particular regard. Oh my God, Subriel Matias lost? Wow. BC just texted me. Subriel Matias lost. Can you believe that? I did not know that. Dude, Liam Paro came to fight. Holy shit. That was a hell of a contest. Okay. Anyway, let me turn this off, if I may. But I did not feel like I learned a lot about Tank Davis, as I indicated. I just felt like this is going to be a great, if he can stay reasonably active and can finally start taking some more interesting fights, I would accept Lomachenko. Everyone wants like a Pitbull Cruz one. I'm not super high on that personally. It's not that I think that's a bad fight or anything. It's just I would rather see him fight somebody new first. But we could get to that one. But to me, it was what we kind of knew, which was Tank Davis clearly a different level than the Frank Martins of the world. Although Frank Martin, a good fighter, I do think you saw some evidence of that, but not at the level of which Tank is. Tank can improv. Tank is, everything comes so naturally to him. And he had a guy really worried about what he was going to do, had him cornered or at least pressured for long stretches of that bout. That's going to mute his movement. It's going to mute his angles. It's going to mute his escapes. And it's going to mute his overall both offense and even defensive responsibility, because even if you're just in that defensive mode, Tank is changing things up and shifting on you, as you saw, not changing stances, but shifting angles and just making it very difficult. Again, one more time, pre-slip, right hook, shift over, uppercut, and then bah. That is a very, very, that's just great, naturally smooth, dangerous, elite boxing. We kind of knew he could do that. There wasn't a whole lot about that I felt like was very, very like I'd never seen from Tank Davis before. So a good win getting back to what he does well, a good win certainly to set up a subsequent opportunity. I guess we'll have to see what that is. From Frank Martin, I think he can go back to the drawing board. He'd still hold his head high. This was a difficult assignment, certainly. And I still think there's a lot of other guys he could be fighting in this weight class that he could still have really good, competitive, fun bouts with and do some great stuff. I hope this really doesn't damage him super long term, because I really believe that he's got some fantastic skill. And no doubt about it, I want to see it. Let me turn this off. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So I can see this. So if they're going to make the Loma fight, I'll take it. If they made a Shakur Stevenson fight, that's the one I want to see. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. I want to see Tank versus, I don't know if they're going to do Devin Haney or whatever, but that Tank versus Shakur is like the one for me. That's my number one fight. And I don't know if that's like the most exciting fight, because Shakur doesn't have that same kind of pop or whatever, but he's so slick. He's so smooth. It's pretty incredible. That's the one I would want to see. And then in the case of David Benavidez, that one to me is a little bit more interesting. I think Gvozdyk boxed way better than a lot of us expected. David Benavidez was still overwhelming in the end, but his power wasn't round or game changing. It was enough to certainly take a clear decision win, but it wasn't overpowering at this weight class. I do wonder what that might mean when he takes on like Bivol's like a big fucking guy for this weight class. Better be as big too, So I really wonder what it means in that context. I don't really know. I felt like David Benavidez did show a lot of interesting wrinkles. You still got a lot of the David Benavidez experience. And you saw a lot of new defensive wrinkles that he was able to show and make a good effective use of. But he had a hard time overpowering Gvozdyk in a way that he had shown previously at 168. Now he says, of course, he wants to still go back to 168 and still fight at 175. That's something obviously he can do and do well. So it's kind of interesting. We didn't see a whole lot new from Tank, except the usual brilliance that he can bring, which was incredible. We actually saw some new things from David Benavidez, but he was taking on this really new challenge at 175. And so I think it muted some of what he really wanted to do in the end, which is kind of funny. And I'm sweating like a whore in church. I don't know why. Really weird. All right. If you have any questions, we can get to those now. By the way, thank you to everyone who has watched this live stream. I really appreciate it. I know it's not MMA for all the MMA fans out there, but I really appreciate you guys being here. And so thank you very much. All right. I got that one in already. Okay. Chael and Anderson basically spar right now. I guess Chael won that shit or whatever happened. I don't know. Frank told James one of the body shots hurt a little. Yeah, I couldn't hear it. That's interesting. Okay. Luke, I am Greek, but I live in Oregon. Tank is too tough. You are Greek, though. I mean, Petropolis. That's a fucking Greek name, if ever there. I mean, that's a hell of a Greek name right there. The worst camera work of all time in this fight. Yeah, I didn't like it. Camera work was not my favorite, PBC. Could have been a little bit better, I think. Very comparable fight to Ghostbusters versus Slimer. Yeah, maybe so. That was cool how he came out with the Ghostbusters thing. That was sick. Robert says, thanks, Luke. Much love from Australia. Please don't stop. Hey, we're working. We're working. I haven't slept in like 3 days, but we're working, boys and girls. Tank is 5'3", not 5'5". No, he's 5'5". I've interviewed him in person. He's not 5'3". My wife is like 5'2". No. But with 140, 147 being smaller these days, I think Tank can take titles at 140 and 147. No Trinidads and Hearns at 147 anymore. It's possible. It's possible. 140, he already beat Barrios. 147 is big. I don't know. Like, Bud Crawford fought at 147. Like, Errol Spence was at 147. Those are fucking big guys, you know. Alan says, happy Father's Day, you washed ass girl dad. Yeah, I am a girl dad and also washed. Hello, washed. Excuse me. Let me see here what we got. Okay. All right. Anything else here from you guys? Day 69 of requesting 3 days of MK. Buddy, do you think we don't want to do more MK? And here's the thing. People are like, give us something. And then I tell people something and then it's premature because we haven't actually signed the deal. And like, you know, things change between things that get discussed in meetings and then ultimately signed. And then people kill me after the fact that like I gave them information that really wasn't ready for the public. And it ends up changing. And then something new happens. And they're like, well, isn't that what you said? And I'm like, right, but I shouldn't have said that to begin with because it wasn't ready. Just wait for us to have ready-made information for you guys. That's what you guys have to do. You have to wait for that. Okay. That's what you got to wait for. Alan says, after tonight, Benavidez won't beat Bivol. Maybe old better beef, but you guys read too much into sparring. His power ain't the same at 175. Yes, I would agree. I would agree that, well, I mean, let's be clear. He looked good tonight. He just didn't look like the force of nature we were expecting at 175. But we shall see. We shall see. All right. Hey, I've been doing this for 3.5 hours, and you guys have stuck with me for a really long time. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Not the best fights. Good main event. Decent co-main. And then some of the other fights that happened. But good to see Tank Davis back and getting a nice win as one of the bigger power players in the sport. My name is Luke Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't become a member, please consider. Does a lot for me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the fights. I certainly did. You can catch me and BC now on CBS Sports HQ. We're going to join them in just minutes. And until then, get some sleep, bitches. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Have a good